Yes.
Okay. Just make sure.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Straight Outta Austin. It's Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
And we're joined once again by Dan Price.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Why am I waving?
Oh, they can hear your waving. They can hear the ripples in the air.
The question is, could they hear me earlier when I was asking the question just a moment ago? Were we recording during that too?
Yeah, but no one's listening except for Luis, and Luis, he's cool.
What up, Luis?
He won't tell anybody.
All right. Well, you need to tell someone the thing's live. Come on.
Well, hopefully he'll tell all his friends. They'll tell their friends, and then we'll have about 5 people.
Yeah, we'll have 6 friends. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, we're really excited to have you back. It's been way too long. Like.
It's been almost a year?
I think so,
yeah. Something like that,
That's how much we procrastinate for.
I didn't have anything good to say till now anyway, so it's all right. Don't worry about it.
But no, we were super excited when you approached us and like, I want to be back on the show. I was like, someone wants to come back.
Hell yeah.
We used to do it like a shotgun wedding, you know? We're just like, talk and be funny and charming. Like, okay.
I just said I wanted to be on the show. I never said it was going to be funny or charming.
Well, now the pressure's on because now we have a whole listening audience.
Yeah.
They're out there. So you better be funny.
All right. Dance, monkey. Anyway, so yeah, no sweat.
Yeah, the van will pull up and throw you in there. But no, we're super happy. And also, so one of the first things, congratulations, of course, on your soon-to-be marriage.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting married on Saturday. That's going to be the shit. So, yeah, no, I'm stoked, man. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's a long time coming and very short engagement.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to put it like that, but yeah.
Wasn't it like just like a few months or something?
Oh, yeah, no, we got engaged like 5 weeks ago over like 3 pounds of crawfish and a couple of pounds of boiled shrimp. You know, yeah. So
that's the way to do it.
We've been best friends for like 16 years, though.
Okay.
Cool. We've been best friends for a long time, and we've been dating about a year and a half, a year, and you're doing that, and it was. I didn't want to be a boyfriend anymore, and she didn't want to be a girlfriend anymore.
Yeah.
And, an engagement means that you're going to have this long-ass, drawn-out thing that happens where you have to call each other fiancé, which is like the most annoying word of all time. I'm an American. And so with that said, I mean, it was just like we didn't want to wait. And, so we just threw this thing together real fast. We're friends, family. It's going to be a good time. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm sure Agamemnon can tell you all about the joys of marriage.
My condolences, first of all.
Hey, yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much for that.
The hard and arduous trip.
Yeah. How long you been married, man?
3 years, but we were together in total. I think we're going to hit our 9th anniversary in a couple of months. So
congratulations. That's totally cool.
It's been like forever. It's like it's hard for me to even remember like when they weren't together.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Have y'all been friends that long then?
Yeah, since what was it, junior year of high school.
Yeah, it was like 2001.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Okay,
And we've been making it ever since.
Yeah, right. Somehow we've managed not to kill each other.
Man, you guys are living on a prayer, dude. That's badass. All right.
Living on a prayer. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear.
I wish I.
Come on, you gotta do the ah. That was you right there.
I know.
Forget it. All right,
I blew it.
Ruined it.
I had a chance to be a rock star, and I blew it. Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I was looking at my questions.
Fair enough.
Man, I feel so sad inside. But anyway, so you've been doing a Masters of the Obvious. So how's that been going? Like, what's the reception been for that?
It's been good, man. It's been good. Masters has been a fun project because, I mean, when we started it, it was, based on the stuff that we did with Latex Avenger, we meaning myself and Bonadami, based on the work that we did for that, that's how Hound found us through that book, and they wanted something of that kind of style, but in a more PG-13 environment. So with that being said, I mean, it's been a blast because it was like, it's the same kind of biting style and all that stuff, but, with more PG-13 realm. And I mean, it's been a good time. I've enjoyed working on the characters. You know me, I love characters. I love creating crazy characters and stuff like that. So getting to do things like Darth Redenbacher and the Puggalos and the My Little Jabronis and all that stuff like that, that's been a lot of fun. So, and I mean, we've done enough to collect it into a book now.
Oh, nice.
So that comes out actually on May 14th. It comes out on Wednesday, May 14th. It's a 60-page book. It's going to collect the first 3 storylines. Use the Farce, which is like a Star Wars kind of save Queen melodrama, get the plans back from Darth Redenbacher sort of thing, and then they have a party night in the second arc called Boys Night Out, and then the third arc was the attack of my little jabronis.
Okay.
And then we'll be kicking off a new arc here pretty soon, which will be Quoters Anonymous. That particular thing, we do a lot of pop culture references, a lot of movie quotes and that sort of thing in the comic. So we're now going to wean our characters out of quoting by sending them to a 12-step program, which is going to fall completely on their ass. So that should be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that too. And yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to check that out.
How do you come up with an idea like that?
You know what? I mean, it's one of those things that if I told you the truth, you'd laugh at me and you'd ridicule me, and and then you'd throw little pickles and stuff. Yeah. So I'm not going to do that.
I'd sit there and just think hard, like I need to do.
No,
that.
I mean it's funny because it was one of those things like. There was certain things we wanted to change about the book moving into the next arcs. Now that the characters have started to establish themselves, because when you first start something, and it wasn't like we did this and had a big Bible of stories or had the characters really fleshed out. I mean, this was a churn and burn project in terms, or turn and burn kind of thing in terms of, we're doing this. This opportunity came up to go work with Hound Entertainment, so we punched out a project pretty fast and said, okay, we're going to throw this out there and let it build itself as we go. And we were using the pop culture and the references and the quotes and all that stuff to kind of help propel the story along. But now the characters have started to develop into their own thing. They really have, and it's who Dr. Biclops was, or who the Visible Woman was when we first started. I mean, she was supposed to be like this generic chick who didn't do much of anything when it first started. I mean, she was supposed to be like that, oh no, and playing that stereotype. We knew she was going to be a strong character. We didn't know how it was going to develop. And in this last story arc, she's really started to assert her dominance in every arc. But in this last one, she has a this is a good example of how the story kind of propels the character and how they develop themselves. When the My Little Jabronis storyline happened, which was, they go to a planet that's a cross between the Sopranos and the My Little Jabronis. When they went there, you found out that Visible Woman was a real big horse lover. Huh. She was one of those girls who was really into horses. And when I was a kid, my mom, I had really wanted a trapper keeper. I don't know. Y'all are younger than me, so y'all might not
know.
No,
everybody wanted a trapper keeper.
I really wanted a trapper keeper. All the kids got them. And these were like when they first came out. So all you had was like red, green, and blue. And then like next year they got black and like yellow. You know what I mean? But that first year, that's all they got. And then all of a sudden, they creeped out with some photo ones. And my mom, I said, I want a trapper keeper. Well, I guess I wasn't specific enough, because my mom came home with this trapper keeper with a photograph of a horse on it. I'm a boy.
It was like Lisa Frank or something.
What am I supposed to do with that? And I'm not a big horse lover in the first place. No offense to people who love horses, but as a kid, I got thrown off a couple of them, when I was like 10, 11 years old or something like that. And, so I don't really have a lot of love for the horse world. And then people who like...
I do not blame you.
No, and then people who like horses kind of freak me out just a little bit more. And so I turned her into this horse lover who she ends up having a crush on, Al Capone, who's the leader of the gang there. So she ends up having a crush on him, and so when things go awry with that, you really see the strength of like Visible Woman. She really turns into something. But all the characters have done that. I'm sorry, I just went into this way-ass tangent.
That was great.
So I mean, so with the Quoters Anonymous thing, I mean, if we want to start to kind of peel back some of those things and let the characters become themselves, and play more with the character interaction instead of working a plot line that is a spoof of something else, it was time to give a reason for doing that. I don't want to do anything just because, we had an idea, but it needs to have some justification in the comic. And then that way we can really see how the characters are going to react to this situation. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never been through a 12-step program, but I can imagine that's got to be pretty painful. And I know people who've had the strength to do that and, and get help and do that sort of thing. So it'll be neat to see the masters, try and wean themselves off of the quoting and see how that goes.
That's something that really speaks to me because I quote stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Especially song lyrics that I remember impeccably.
But on a prayer, what?
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think I've only read the first arc, so I got to go and reread the other ones.
Right on.
But while we're on that subject, where can people find Masters of the Obvious?
Well, as of the 14th, you will be able to find it via Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the Hound Store for sure. And there'll be some specialty store, comic store stuff that'll be carrying it as well. But online, you can find it at mastersoftheobviouscomic.com. Also on Facebook and on Twitter at motocomic.com. Or no, not forget the .com, just at motocomic. So anyway, yeah, so that's where you can find us right now, and also at houndcomics.com.
Okay,
cool,
fantastic. I'm just curious, like, what type of response have you got from the comic? Like, do you have people? Because I know, obviously, you do basically 3 now. Is there kind of like a crossover appeal with the comic, or?
Yeah, I mean, with the new project that we've done, which is what we're doing now, is the Excelsius, which is the uphill adventures of a boy named Stanley that we're doing for the Stan Lee Foundation. Yeah. That is real quick about the foundation, real fast. The foundation is a group that is committed to wiping out illiteracy through arts and education. Very cool. Stan Lee, that's his thing, and we're lucky enough to work with them on that. And so we're doing that project. We found there's been a good crossover appeal from Latex to Masters and from Masters to Stanley, but you're not seeing anything happening from Stanley to Latex. To Latex.
Masters is like the nice little medium.
It's the nice little medium, And so, I've seen a lot of, through social media, I've seen a lot of people trickling from one to the other. Masters, Latex has always had people trickling over to Masters, and then and that way as well, some direction. But Latex, since we've been doing Masters, I haven't done anything with Latex. Hopefully going to be doing a crossover project with another creator here soon. We're using Latex and his character. Okay. We'll see how that goes, but I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, Latex isn't done. Though, just so you know, Latex will be making a comeback because I've got a couple of scripts that are done, and I want to get something happening with that at some point soon. So
excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm always like just waiting, like like that.
Yeah, no, I would. It's just finding the right artist to fit the art, to fit the story. That's really the big thing. So
yeah, because I know I was flipping through what is it called now? I think it was Plus Ultra from Overground. And
John's book.
Yeah, and they have a little cameo in that. That was really awesome.
Yeah, John's a great guy. I've known John since summer of 2010. I think we did we did a show together. We were sitting next to each other and we just kind of hit it off and have been chums ever since. So
yeah, he's a really cool dude. We had met him at San Antonio Comic Con.
Yeah. That's where I met him in 2010. That was the show at the Texas Comic Con.
Yeah.
So and when he asked if he could use Latex for the Plus Ultra #1, I was like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. When we talked about it after the release, I was like, so how'd it go? How'd the release go? And he said to me, he goes, I got a lot of comments about Latex Avenger. I said, good. He goes, I said, good and bad. He goes, I got a lot of comments about Latex Avenger. I was like, well, then he did his job. That's all that really matters. So I don't, look, I like Overground's books, Absent Captain, and I haven't read the third one, but I've read Plus Ultra, I've read Absent Captain, and I really like those a lot. So, but yeah, I can see Latex not really fitting into that universe quite so tightly.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun that he did that.
Yeah, it's funny, because like Latex is such kind of an over the top character, and so it's kind of a weird cameo, but that's kind of what made it work for me.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. So with your other comic, so it's how do you pronounce it? Excelsius.
We went through this for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we did. I was just sitting there like,
he wasn't getting it, I was like,
I don't understand.
Excelsior. Stan Lee's Excelsior.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, but you take off the OR and just put a -ish. That's a little word that.
All right.
Because what the idea is, he's a small kid with big ideas. And he's not quite. He's got all these big. The little boy Stanley has all these ideas that he are brewing in his head. And he is not the adult that came up with these. That will later come up with these ideas. He's It's like this diamond in the rough before his prime.
Yeah.
So he's not quite Excelsior. You know what I mean? So is where the idea for it comes from.
I see.
And so what was your question though?
Okay. So
what the hell did you want?
That actually leads right into my question. So how did that come about? Because working with the Stan Lee Foundation. How did you hook up with them?
That was done through our publisher. Here's a name I always jack up. Our publisher Brimstone, because I can't pronounce his last name. name Will Brimstone I can't pronounce Kumarski. I can't do it.
Kumbaya.
And he's gonna he'll kill me when he hears this.
Anyway,
so Brimstone, the president of Hound Entertainment and the Stan Lee Foundation have had a partnership for I don't know a while now, and so we had met representatives from the foundation, and they had seen some of our work and asked us if we were interested in coming on board to create something. They didn't have an idea. They just said, we want to take the concept of Stan Lee and put it into a comic, but they needed some differentiations from it. It couldn't be just ripping off Marvel stuff and doing all that sort of thing. We had to put a spin on it somehow. And so one of the things they had said to us is maybe do him as an animal or doing something like that. But when the idea to kind of simmer him down to a child, came along when we were Bon and I were discussing the idea. That kind of in that Calvin and Hobbes aspect of you've got this small child who has this crazy imagination, but instead of making little mutant snowmen or doing something like that, he's dreaming up superheroes. So we started an arc a couple of episodes ago where he is getting bullied. He's got two friends. A little about the comic. Do you want to hear any about the comic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to hear that.
He's got a couple of friends. You got Richard, his buddy Richard, and his little friend Susie, and they hang out, and they got bullied by a character named Galakowitz here recently. Galakowitz is this very large bully that could probably devour the neighborhood if given the opportunity. And he's got a little toady next to him who has a shaved head, silver T-shirt, carries a skateboard. He goes by Harold, and so they do, and so we spoof on things in the Marvel universe in a way that's not under direct jab, but it's like playing on where these ideas would later maybe come from. Or something like that. So, making the skater, the surfer now a skater, and, he has no name. He's just, he's instead of, he's a toady instead of a herald of, what I mean? So doing stuff like that. And so that's been a lot of fun. And then we just started this arc. And so Stan Lee's actually about to create his very own superhero. And so, which we're gearing up towards, where he's about to do some crazy experiments on the kid and bust out a soapbox and all these other things that have happened that we know, these little trickles of information that we know about the man himself.
Yeah.
We're playing on that in the comic as a thing. So it'll be really cool. And I think we're going to be doing a print for the Stan Lee Foundation panel at Comic Palooza. I'm still waiting to find out information on that, but we'll be at Comic Palooza in a couple of weeks. So we're going to do that panel with them there. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Excellent. When is Comic Palooza?
Memorial Day weekend,
okay.
And whatever that means. About 3 weeks. I don't know what's the date today. I mean, I think it's like the 25th through the 28th, or the 23rd through the 26th, or something like that. It's 4 days though this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Tuesday through Monday. Thursday through Monday. So that's a bear, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty impressed. So is it Friday through Monday?
Friday's the 23rd.
Okay.
Monday's the 26th. So.
Yeah, it sounds pretty exhausting. But
it'll be fun. It's a good show.
Oh yeah.
Jim Stranko is going to be there. You know who James Franco is?
See, I was hoping you would ask me because I was trying to.
I
totally know. I'm so excited.
James Franco.
Jim Steranko, the guy who drew Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. back in the late 60s.
Oh, okay.
Okay, dude, Steranko. Okay, yeah, anyway. So Jim Steranko is going to be there. That should be a lot of fun. Who else is going to be there?
He looks like quite a character.
Mignola's going to be there. Mike Mignola, the guy who does
Hellboy.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going to be there.
That guy I have heard of.
Yeah, and he's going to be there as well, and it's going to be a cool show. So Paul Galassy's going to be there, so I'm stoked. I'm going to go. I'm going to go, and then are y'all Whovians at all?
I'm a recent Whovian. Me and my wife are actually. I think we just finished the second season. The first Tenant season. And we're like halfway through with Martha Jones.
I love Martha. She's a great character.
Yeah, she's pretty dope.
Y'all met Donna already, right? The bride?
She was in like the first episode, like the new, I guess, quote unquote Christmas special.
Right on. That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a really good one. Yeah, I know she comes back later.
Yeah. She's my favorite of the companions. I have to say, I really do. And I have a very unpopular answer in my house. A stepson, he's a big Rose fan, and my stepdaughter and my fiance, they really dig Amy. So which is Amy Pond. So, but I'm a huge Donna fan. She's so obnoxious, it's great. So.
Yeah, she really was. Yeah, I was like, man, awesome. Like I was just laughing because like she's like one part ignorant, one part like attitude.
Oh, and so bullheaded.
Yeah, so bullheaded. Yeah, that's a good word for her.
Yeah, she. But we're only in I think we're in the second season of Matt Smith right now.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
Yeah, we got a ways to go.
Did you like Eccleston?
I was kind of like. All right, let me just first start out real quick.
Sorry, man, I totally just
I had seen episodes here and there.
Let me interview you, Jay.
Yeah, the last few years I had seen episodes like sprinkled about.
Right.
So I had seen maybe 1 or 2 Eccleston episodes.
Okay.
The majority of which was the Tennant episodes that I had
Right.
seen, but they were like so out of continuity. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, this
Sure.
is just brilliant. And then I had actually seen the transition episode from Tennant to Matt Smith.
Okay.
And then that was the season finale. And then I didn't have cable anymore. And then I moved in with my in-laws for 2 years.
Okay.
When they didn't get BBC. So I never really got to watch and catch up. So now, with Netflix being a great thing, and now my wife, who was originally very, what's the word? But she didn't want to watch it at first. She thought it was
She was
dumb.
an anti-nerd, wasn't she?
She was anti-nerd. And then one day I came home and she was watching the first episode and she was
Nice.
like, oh my God, Eccleston is so hot. Blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And
That's
like,
fantastic.
yeah, her favorite's still Eccleston. Tennant being my first, he's still my favorite.
Yeah.
And so now getting into it, she's like, okay, he's no Eccleston, but Tennant's still a great dude.
I like Tennant, but I was a big Eccleston fan. I thought he was great. So
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Maybe you guys can nerd out later on tonight or something.
Oh, there's no maybe about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Eccleston,
That's pretty much what it sounded like.
Eccleston actually played Malachi in Thor: The Dark World.
Oh,
He was the
see,
head,
now I understand. Now all of a sudden everything's English.
Yeah, he was the head evil
I get
evil
it now.
elf guy, whatever you want to call it.
He was also the bad guy in Gone in 60 Seconds or whatever that Nicolas Cage movie was.
Oh,
but
wow.
that was terrible.
Oh yeah.
But it did have that sweet Shelby Mustang. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty much the star of that movie.
Yeah, I
Nicolas Cage was just kind of there as a stand-in. So yeah, I guess we'll pay this guy. But anyway.
I think his toupee had more talent in that one. Oh, that was terrible. That was mean. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get me some serious toupees soon. I'm gonna get me some massive ones. They're gonna be awesome.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, don't worry. We're all in that same boat.
No, it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, show off your hair. It's like I wish I had hair
You have hair.
in the front.
You have any hair in the back? I'm losing it in 2 sides here. I'm telling you. That's what Sarah told me here recently. I'm like, thanks for diminishing my self-worth. Anyway, it happens.
You can always depend on your significant other.
She's the greatest.
Yeah,
She's the
for those
greatest.
kind of
No,
things.
she is absolutely the greatest, though. I mean, if she didn't tell me the truth, then there'd be no reason to be with her. So,
Yeah.
They love to tell you the truth and be with you. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that she's still by your side, that's just a testament to
That is usually a good
her
sign.
dedication.
She's gonna cast me aside for somebody younger.
It's like, but he has a full head of hair.
That's right. And a learner's permit.
It's like every guy's like nightmare. It's like, oh no, look at all that hair.
With all those growth hormones and chickens, baby, he's gonna be bald in a week. You might as well just stay with me. I just tell her like that. So
as he's walking to the door, his hair's falling out.
that's right. It's just like he walks out. Good to you open the door for him. He's like, Sarah here.
Yeah, right.
You really want to?
She moved.
That's right. Yeah.
So what I meant to say was I want to be with you forever, Dan.
That's right. It's awesome.
But
I just texted her saying that we're going to be live, so she's probably listening. Going, that son of a bitch. She's not talking to me. I usually I don't say anything to her about these things. She never listens to them, and if she does, she doesn't tell me. So now I'm going to be like, hi babe, I love you. Anyway, that's in case I get in trouble later.
yeah, right. Good save. So I was curious with Excelsius. Yeah, I've got it this time now. No.
Ish.
Excelsi-ish.
Oh, what did I say?
Excelsius? Like some kind of form of...
So the Stan Lee story.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is, so it's a lot more PG than some of the other work you've had. So does that feel like it's more restrictive, or do you feel like it actually just forces you to have to be more creative?
That was my argument with Masters, at first. It forces me to be more creative because I can't be I can't be the person I'm used to being when I write. But with Excelsior, I really actually I just kind of enjoy the challenge of the whole thing, because it's with Masters I was like I got to write this way, and it wasn't difficult. It was just a change of thought. Yeah. And Excelsior, thanks, man. Excelsior, what it's made me do is like now I really have a lot more restriction in terms of in terms of the editorial. You know what I mean? I got to get it checked over and stuff like that. But I enjoy that. You know what I mean? I've never had that challenge before. Yeah. I mean, I had some guidelines on Masters, but they give after a few strips, they kind of give you your leeway to keep on doing what you want to do. But no, this has been fun. I mean, I don't look at it as much like a terrible thing. I enjoy the challenge. I'm up for it, and it's made me revise what kind of writer I want to be moving forward, because Latex and Masters are very similar in the vein of comedy, and Stan Lee's so much different, and so now the next thing I write, I want it to be very different from all of those and go do something completely, in a different direction. Nice. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the series is very refreshing, because I think I had reposted one of the issues. And the whole thing is like nowadays, we read comics, we're like, near 30s, inner 30s. And, we're adults, and that seems to be the majority of the audience for comics, or at least the majority of the readers. And it's like, it seems like there's very few comics out there that actually are geared towards like a younger audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's not, I don't think any of this was what I expected to be doing when I first decided I wanted to write a comic book. Yeah. I mean, even Latex Avenger wasn't initially what I thought I was going to be doing when I first came up with the idea. So I've enjoyed jumping around to each and all the things. It is refreshing. Like the Stan Lee thing is just fun. Yeah, it's just a little. It's 3 panels of very sweet at the end, and it's nice. I mean, because then we get to play with things like anti-bullying messaging and stuff like that. Which and I don't know. The response to that has been really cool, because I mean, when the Stan Lee, him or somebody posts for him, when he posts his stuff out on his Twitter and on his Facebook, I mean, we get 2,500, 3,000 people commenting or are liking on those types of things. And so you really get to see, when it gets shared over 100 times, that's a really cool feeling. You know what I mean? So it's nice, and I mean, the fans of him, are accepting of the project, I mean, I wouldn't say they're our fans, they're his fans, but they're enjoying what we're throwing out there. And to watch them discuss it. I mean, that's really neat to watch people who are young and old, because you get an idea of how people type and talk. You know what I mean? You get to see them, discussing the characters and discussing what's happening, and like the bullying thing. When the first arc of that came out, the first story of that arc came out, it was only him getting bullied. There was no resolution. And when we said this is an arc, so we have to build into all of this. And so people were immediately, why aren't you letting him having him beat up the guy? Well, because they got 40-something panels to talk about here, not 3. I mean, so so it's cool. And usually I don't communicate with people on threads about the comics. I just let them do their thing. But I did have to say to somebody, I said, this is an arc. Trust. Just stay with it for a few weeks, because you'll see what's going to happen. And I didn't like getting bullied as a kid, so I'm not going to let the bully win in the comic. Yeah. You know what I mean? So don't worry, it's all going to be there for you. Don't
worry, he's going to take the skateboard and just crack it over the bully's head.
That's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Whatever the hell they call those things. PG-0.
It'll be PG-13. It'll be in there.
No, it can't be PG-13. Yeah, it's got to be like more like, I don't know. What would the Teletubbies?
Were they rated?
G? Okay,
is there anything lower than G?
It's got to be G+. So, anyway.
Those are not rated.
Yeah. It's G13.
Unrated. It's unrated.
Yeah.
But, But, I mean, I think that's really great, too, because, especially if something that's geared towards a younger audience, like, they tend to write down to their audience. And the fact that like you mentioned, that you have an actual arc, it's like, even with, like, TV shows, sometimes they're like, well, we don't think the audience is going to remember what happened last episode. And I think that's really great that you're doing that, where you're introducing arcs. And are you planning to do more of that, like, going forward?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they can't be too long, because it's only a bi-weekly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is something we do on top of our other projects. So, the arc can't be too long. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would like to stay in an arc format. I just like writing to that form. Yeah. Plus, I don't I don't know. I like to think that my audience is, or our audience is a smart audience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You write some stuff that's a little bit more, lower level, a little more lower brow sometimes, but sometimes you throw in something crazy too. Like even with Masters, I'll write a fart joke in one panel, and then I'll make a Lilliputian, ho-him joke from Gulliver's Travels in the next. Nice. So it's like I like to think that there's something in it for everyone, and then with Stanley as well, because some of the references that we make in the Stanley and the Excelsior project, it's not. They're referencing back to things that happened in 1960s Silver Age comics. You know what I mean? So we try and keep it, up there, make it easy. But if you don't put together the names with the pictures and kind of reset your head to think of it not literally, does that make any sense? Did I just sound like some sort of space case hugging a crystal?
A little bit,
yeah. So anyway, whatever, blah. This guy's
aliens,
and then magic. You should have seen my hands on that one, people listening. I look like a biggest dancer on that one.
Oh, don't worry, we have a hidden camera. We had one guest on there, like we should just have
that
like
was
a
in the bathroom, right? I saw that at the bottom of the toilet. Yeah,
oh no, he wasn't supposed to see that. Yeah, that's her blackmail. It's like, that way we'll make sure he comes on again. You're like, you guys could have just asked.
I saw that in an episode of Law & Order SVU or SUV or whatever it was. Yeah. It's creepy.
With Ice-T. So I'm curious, you mentioned, when you got into making comics, you weren't really planning to do any of this type of stuff. So what did you really have in mind?
When I first started wanting to make comics, I wanted to be Jim Lee or Rob Liefeld or Todd McFarlane. I mean, that when I was young, when I was young, that's what I really wanted to be, because I was 16 when Image popped, And so, it was like I've been drawing since I was a little kid, Mostly, I used to make little comics of Condor Man. You ever see the Disney movie Condor Man? If you've never seen it,
that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, if you've never seen it, go to like Amazon or YouTube. I saw recently they have it there to buy or rent for like $3. But go check it out; it's awesome. Anyway, I used to make comics of that movie, and you remember it now. You're looking at the picture.
I'm looking at the pictures.
It's badass. Anyway, so. But by the time I got old enough to be like in high school and when was really getting into comics, that stuff was happening. You know what I mean? And I did some stuff for a little studio in Houston and near Clear Lake, trying to anyway and get something going over there. Excuse me, up until like my freshman year of college. But they went out of business right before I was supposed to be able to do my own book. And my first stuff that I did, it was the project was called Soulbender. The first stuff I did, it was my own art. I was drawing at the time, and I drew the first couple of latexes, but it was all speed lines, and poses, and and anatomy that was all twisty. All of that. So,
typical, like, Rob Liefeld type.
Yeah, totally.
Pouches everywhere.
Yeah, you got, like, a lot of what? Pouches?
Pouches?
Yeah, some pouches, I guess, but mostly, like, little lens flares before you had Photoshop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing stuff like that. And a lot of, like, clouds on the feet. I don't know why I could draw a foot just fine. I don't know why I bothered to cover them up with a cloud.
Well, like you said, you're influenced by Rob Liefeld.
Sure. And I was, look, dude. I can be all politically correct and all something. No slight to him, dude. He's had a great career at Rock On.
Oh, yeah.
Not my thing anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, after a while, you grow into something different. And I had, by the time I was ready to try my hand at comics by then, we're talking, like, I was like 30 years old, 29 years old when I did the first latex book. So it's like, who I was had changed. I graduated college, had jobs, done all these different things, worked on comedy stuff for people and done cartooning and stuff like that. So when I did my first book, it was way different than what I ever expected to do. I thought, I'm going to make a comic book. And I thought, when I was like 29, my first ideas were like these X-Men things. They were all X-Men clone stuff, because that was like the last time I'd really been reading comics was back, in college, and then I started watching too much Adult Swim, and you see where we are today.
Didn't we all?
Yeah. Sounds like an excellent journey.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
I'm curious also, have you worked with any other artists besides Bon?
No, not yet, really. No.
Okay.
We did that 24-hour comic, which was like 6 guys, but including myself and Bon. But no, I've never really worked with anybody. There's one artist that I'm talking to right now who is interested in doing a co-created story together. But we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if it comes together. But no, at this point, not right now. So eventually, I think maybe I have an idea for a project coming down the line that I may want to do with a new artist. Cool. That something that Bon and I didn't work on together. And that should be a lot of fun, but it's just, but that's going to be finding that right artist. Bon and I click. very well. I mean, despite what you said about him before this interview started, he is. Bon and I always clicked. I mean, from the day we met, we just had, we're very oil and water. We're very, one's grounded and one's in the air. You can figure out who's in the air. That'd be me. And but we're very different. But we harmonize well together. Like if we were, if we were boys to men, we would,
That is the best analogy ever.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So anyway,
I saw
Boys to Men on TV here recently, and they were like one man down.
Yeah, one of them died, I think.
Is that what happened? Yeah. I was like, what the shit, man?
Dude, that means there's hope. You can go and join the group now. You can fill that slot.
I can't sing. You heard my rendition of Living Like a Prayer with You or whatever. Living on a Prayer with
beautiful.
You guys. No. But I was like, man, they got a man down on Boys to Men. They're one man down.
Did one really die?
Yeah, one of them died of like heart disease or something.
Sucks.
When was this?
I don't know. We'll get back to that anyway.
Yeah, anyway, so we'll talk about that later. That'll be in the outtakes. But we and I click really well. But yeah, no, I mean, I think, the style of art that Bon has done, or that he does on the books that we've worked on together with Latex Stanley and all that stuff like that, it fits really well. You know what I mean? But, I have this more of an action adventure comic that takes place in that still kind of takes place in a pop culture surrounding, but has no pop culture within it. You know what I mean? I'll get into it more another time with you when we're off the mic.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of things that I've written. I've got some good abstracts and just working on Bibles for a couple of projects right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, love you, Bon. Wish you were here, man. Thanks a lot, pal.
No worries. He's here in spirit, kind of, maybe. Bon? Is that you?
Bon, all right, let's do a seance. Have you ever done a seance on the air? Like, we got a Ouija board.
I'll get the Ouija.
We'll have to do that next time.
Yeah.
If we had a Ouija board handy, I would be totally down for it.
We should totally seance. All right, anyway.
Bon, we're channeling your spirits.
He's all like, yeah, because he said to me in a text earlier, he goes, I'll be there in spirit. We're Ouija-ing, Bon, and you're not here. Ouija.
Even if spirit's like, nah, screw those guys. I don't want to be there.
We're cool.
No, actually, the reason why I brought that up is, I wonder, like, how much, Bon specifically, since he's the one that you work with, how much does he influence the project, especially, how each project kind of has a different feel and different vibe to it.
When we pick up a project, when we from what he did with Latex, when we first did Latex together, we spent a lot of time working on the art, what it would look like and stuff like that. Him actually drawing, but me just kind of coaching him through, because that was really his first kind of print stuff that he had done. And, he's had some other projects before that, but that was kind of this bigger thing. And we did that, but when it came time for masters, we really only had maybe a month and a half of design development and story development. So, he really kind of ran with the ball. We talked a lot about what this guy should look like, and even like, well, I guess like in the collection. What am I saying? Like the initial master sketches were mine. I came up with those, not long after he took over Latex. Okay. But they were just notes. They were just notes and ideas. They weren't really. I wasn't developing it for anything or any other reason. And then we started talking about the idea over lunch. I said, well, you're drawing Latex right now, so I'm gonna maybe tool around with this thing over here. And then he said, I want to work on that too. And then when the opportunity to actually do that, because the thing changed a gazillion times from before, but you can see some of the sketches in the collection. Hey, cheap plug. Anyway, but like with Stan Lee, I didn't have anything to do with the look and feel of that. Masters I was a lot more involved with, but with the Excelsius project, like I didn't really see what that thing was going to look like until the first strip got to me. Oh, wow. And I saw it and I was like, all right, this will be great. So he's come so far in the time that I've known him, that he's able to. He tries to do a lot of stuff, have, character designs and all that stuff. Sometimes he designs in panel, though, and it still comes out looking great. So, it just, at this point, I'm kind of removed from what the look and feel of the thing is, unless, like with the Puggalos, when those showed up, I did sketches for those, what they would look like, and then mailed them to him, and he, in turn, took that interpretation and, that drawing interpreted it his way. So, but usually it's his pencils to the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it makes it so much more versatile where, since you're an artist yourself, you can also contribute on that end. But obviously Bon's completely competent enough to, do that on his own. Yeah.
Totally.
And because like the art for, I'm not even going to try and say it. But no, it's just so smooth. I really, it's like you can really see like the evolution of his style and it's really excellent.
He's getting better all the time. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, when I met Bon, I remember saying to him, I said, I don't know how long we're going to work together because you're going to get a Marvel contract one day. I mean, but it's true. I mean, he's really good at what he does, and he is constantly pushing himself as an artist. You know, and so you know, so I can't never complain about that at all. I think he does great work. You know. Yeah. And with the designs, I mean, he just kind of slowly, you know, one of the cool things I like about Masters of the Obvious is watching these characters change their look throughout the whole thing. You know, like when it first started, Biclops doesn't look like Biclops looks like now. I don't know if you've seen him recently, but he's got Morris Day hair like it's going out of style, and it's awesome. And he's got my crappy weird-ass mustache from November a couple of years ago, and he just looks like he looks pornorific, dude. He's just like he's ready to screw for cash.
Nice.
So yeah, it's hilarious. It's pretty hilarious.
Nice. So we have a question from the chat. This comes from Luis. Says, any advice on writing the actual comic scripts?
You know, I don't know if I'm going to tell you the right advice, Luis, but but this is what I do. I tend to write things down all the time, whether it's on my phone, on my tablet, in a journal, or on my laptop. I always have something to take notes on. Because I'm writing comedies, a lot of the time I'm writing down jokes and gags and things like that. But when it comes down to the comic, what I do is I take all those jokes and gags and things that I want to do in the story, I drop them all into a Word document or a word processing document and start to write out my plot and then piece my stuff together from there. Start with an outline, first and foremost. Have a good idea. Start with an outline. Break it down into where you know exactly what's going to happen from the beginning, middle, and end of the story. In fact, if you know your beginning and your end, just write to your ending, you know, fill in the blanks from there. And write every day. If I can tell you anything other than that, just if you're, you know, read for an hour every day and write for 2, you know, or something like that, because the more you read, the more words you have in your head. I see a lot of people who try to write and they have no vocabulary whatsoever. And I'm going to kick you in the stuff. You know, I mean, that's not going to work. But yeah, no, just keep writing. You know, just, you know, I don't know, what kind of stuff are you writing? What kind of,
Luis, I know Luis is I know his aspiration is to write comics one day. I don't know exactly what he'd want. I know he's really into superhero comics, so I don't know if he'd want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing, I don't know, just definitely try to show, not tell. Yeah. I mean, if I can give anybody any piece of information, don't explain what's happening to them. Let the art do the talking in that area and propel the story forward with action words and not passive verbs and stuff like that. And, you know, you want to create something exciting. You want to create something original. If you read it somewhere else, don't rewrite it because somebody already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or unless you're making fun of it and then write about it a million times because we all like to make Death Star jokes.
So I'm curious, you had mentioned, you know, if you have an ending right to it, do you feel like it's easier to write to an ending, or do you feel like it's easier, or do you even have an ending in mind, or do you feel like it's easier to just kind of go wherever you want to go with it?
You know, if you're doing for me, like Latex was self-contained issues, and because I wrote a 2-parter in the first 2 issues, and and it was the wrong book to have a 2-parter. You know what I mean? It's the wrong. I mean, you can do it, but I think that if you keep it self-contained for a comedy, it makes it easier for the reader to keep coming back. Yeah. It's not like Walking Dead. You know, I mean, this stuff I write is not like these big epic arcs that have, you know, that you want to find out if Lori and the baby made it. You know what I mean? And so with Masters and all that, I mean, write to the arc, because we write to the arc. But I mean, it would be nice someday if I was doing webcomics still to just write some 3-panel strip that didn't matter what happened if it was just a gag every time. But always have an ending in mind, I guess, for especially with a bigger storyline or a story arc. Am I getting too far away from this thing?
No.
Just kind of slowly.
You have a nice voice that carries.
Oh yeah.
Now the listeners are very excited.
Perfect. How are y'all doing? That was a sight joke, guys. Y'all missed that one. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure they enjoyed it nevertheless. But so obviously, you know, you said you have projects that are coming up. Do you have anything that you can tell people about? You know, obviously you have a Master of the Obvious coming out in print form.
Yep.
next Wednesday?
Yeah, May 14th. So that'll be it's a 60-page book collecting the first 3 arcs. You can, like I said, you can get that at houndcomics.com. It's through Hound Publishing, but they also have a .com as well. And Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all that. And then Excelsior, that will be coming out every 2 weeks, still through the Stan Lee Foundation. Other than that, right now, we got Comic Palooza coming up. South Texas Comic Con will be later in the summer. Strip up in Dallas. There'll be Capital City, Alamo City, Texas Comic Con. So I'll be around, and then, there'll be, it looks like Bon and I have something new on the cooking up here soon. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay. But though I got some new stuff for sure going to be kicking up over time. So we'll see. It'll be fun. But the next thing I want to do, big book. I want to do. Okay. I don't want to do another webcomic for the next project. I want the next project to be like a graphic novel.
Nice.
Like either three 24-page stories or one 72-page book. It's going to be something different, and very different from the stuff that I've been writing. So I'll tell you more about it off the mic. But yeah, so cool.
All right, only one question about that.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But just, do you feel like it's still going to be geared more towards comedy, or do you think it's going to be more?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'd love to do some sort of super spy story one day or something like that, but right now I like making jokes so much, and I'd like to think I'm pretty good at it, but I don't know. You tell me. You give me a blank look, so obviously I'm fucking up all over the place. I just write poetry.
I was trying to no-sell you.
You no-sell me like a son of a bitch. Anyway, so
no. Really good at it.
Yeah, no, you bastard. Other than that, no. It's gonna have. There's always gonna be something comedic in what I do, whether it's dark comedy or tongue-in-cheek stuff or whatever. I just like. I don't know. I have a hard time at this point, even when I'm writing like business documentation. Like I was writing a thing for a logo guidelines for a company a few days ago, and I was making jokes in like parentheses. I had to go back and obliterate those all out because I just was doing it, So it's hard, man, and So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. It's kind of like, I don't know, I guess for me, it's like I process the world through comedy. So it's like, I'm not even looking for a joke, but I find jokes in a lot of things. So I don't know if it's similar for you.
Yeah, I do, and I find them at the most inopportune times, the most inopportune locations. Seriously, like sober, drunk, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make a joke out of it. I'm probably gonna have some problems because I'm gonna get kicked out by the bar owner or whatever. No, it's just it's a bad thing, And I feel like I need to have like a mom standing over me, smacking me on the hand. Stop that. But I am getting married, so she'll rein me in. She's good. And for my own benefit. I'm not saying like she's crushing my soul or anything like that. Yeah. I'm saying like she Sarah knows best.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
That's good. She's listening. Keep it up.
Yeah, I was hoping that would work out. So me, but then you call me out, you mother. Damn, Jay.
He's a modern day Judas. Make no doubts about that, sir.
Well, that was actually leading to my next point.
So, how whipped are you going to be after next week?
But to your point,
here's how sharp my knife is. It's great for stabbing.
I'm so used to just trolling Agamemnon all the time with this show. That's pretty much like my default. But no, with you, mentioning about if you're good at jokes, it's like obviously like the first time we met, like within the first 30 seconds of our conversation, I was like, this is a guy that I want to talk to because it's just like immediately our sense of humor is like we're similar.
Yeah, we banter well. Jay doesn't say much though. You need to control your guy.
I'm social media.
I'm still looking at Condor Man.
Yeah,
he's all watching it right now. Yeah, I'll get back to you guys.
Dude, he's in the car that turns into a boat. You haven't seen it yet. You won't get the joke. Watch the movie, and then you'll be like, oh damn, I was right. That's awesome. So it's love Condor.
No, usually my banter ends up kind of like it's with the Doctor Who thing. Usually kind of goes off track, and then I say a bunch of stuff that makes you sound dumber than I really am. So I just usually like to let him finish.
I just like to let him sound dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I got a show. All right, I need a platform. For
that's cool, man. But real quick on the Condor Man thing, I did get to meet the buddy from Condor Man, who was also the dad from the movie Teen Wolf at a convention a few years ago. Yeah. And I remember running up to him, going, "Oh my God, you're the buddy from Condor Man." He's like pointing back. I've been in these things too, asshole. It was really nice though. Anyway,
that's awesome.
You're the dad in am Teen Wolf.
You're the That was what was actually on the banner. I was like, oh, come on, you're in the makeup, dude. I wouldn't have ever known.
I think Jay really shines when he's not sober.
Yeah.
Like every time we've had him drunk, especially since we started with the live format, like everyone in the chat's like, drunk Jay is my favorite. Like bring back drunk Jay.
Nice.
So it's like we can only use it sparingly because we don't want to kill his liver.
Sure.
But it's almost like if you had
it's only once a week for the show. If you don't drink on the weekend,
I'm only a social drinker.
We're here for you, man.
Thank you.
We're here.
He was pretty drunk the last time, though.
Yeah.
Like, literally, right when we finished the podcast, he stood up to go walk and just, like, face planted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did I?
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think you caught yourself on the island.
Nice.
But thankfully not by your face.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a victory in itself, you know?
I suppose so. Oh, man. Well, that's pretty much all the questions that I have. I don't know if there's anything else you want to let the audience know about.
Plug.
No, mastersoftheobviouscomic.com. You can read both Masters of the Obvious and Excelsior, the uphill adventures of a boy named Stanley. There on that site. Go to the Masters or Excelsior tabs to find those things.
I put links on the chat room.
Oh, hey, rock on. Check the links on the chat room. And also, you can check out Latex Avenger at Facebook. It's facebook.com/Latex Avenger. Go through and look at all that. He'll be getting a new website soon. I've just been lazy. And also, check out houndcomics.com. I've checked out a book from Hound before. Check out Salvagers. They have a second issue coming out here very soon. That's by Bob Sally and Masters of the Obvious colorist Delphine Siobhan Kanashi. She also known as DeSica Art, so she's on that book as well with George Acevedo, and they have a really cool book. Salvagers is awesome. It's a sci-fi tale, nice. Really cool. Other than that, man, no, I go check out our website. We got a bunch of show dates that'll be being posted very soon. Yeah,
do it now. But actually, I do have one other question. So when we went to Alamo City, I think it was Alamo City.
Yeah.
Or was it Wizard? I can't remember. The other one, you had someone cosplaying as Visible Woman.
Oh, Jennifer. That was at Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How awesome is that to have your own character? Like someone, because it's like everyone's wearing like, oh, I got the Marvel costume, I got the DC. It's like, nah, bitches. I got my own character being cosplayed as.
Well, first of all, Jennifer's awesome.
Oh,
okay, yeah. You guys know Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jennifer Cunningham, Jen Hart's art. So check out her website.
She's got some incredible artwork.
She does. And Jen's awesome. Yeah, to have your own character being cosplayed, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, she was cool in herself because she loves talking to people and stuff. She looked great in the outfit. Our costume designer was Melissa Livingston Weaver from A Chicken a Dude Productions. You can check out her website at achickenadude.com. Melissa designed the costume and just did an amazing job with it. I mean, especially the logo. I mean, that was just couldn't have come out more brilliant. And getting her all set up with the glue on the mask, on the domino mask and all that stuff. So, I mean, I couldn't have been more thrilled. Jennifer, I don't know for sure if she's going to be out at Comic Palooza or not, but if she is, she'll be hanging out for a couple of days as Visible Woman over at our table. So, be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that. I don't know. We probably won't be able to make it out there, but maybe we'll be able to sneak away from work somehow.
Man, figure it out, dude. Seriously, well, it'll be a good time. I know probably on the Monday evening after the show wraps up, the guy, last year there was a big contingent of us who went over to Taqueria del Sol, which is my favorite restaurant in Houston. And I've made it a tradition every year I go to Comic Palooza, wrap up the weekend by going to Taqueria. Last year, though, it was like, there was like 15, 20 of us having dinner down there. I mean, even like guys from Austin like Jay Hausa and the Certainly Nerd guys were eating with us that night. Nice. And, just a big schmoz of people. Devin Lawson, all those guys were all, it's a lot of fun. So if you come and you're only doing the Monday, because I know you have Mondays off, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if y'all get Monday off, come down and go do the show for the day and come have dinner with us afterwards. So,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I saw Devin and Jay and a few of the other guys this past week where they're over online. They were all like, are we doing Taqueria? Where's that restaurant called again? I'm like, yeah, we're going. Don't worry, we're going.
We've been starving ourselves for
like
months.
Dude, seriously, man. I mean, like, I treat those 4 tacos I'm going to eat on that plate that day, I treat it like when I fast before going to Estancia or one of those Brazilian steakhouses.
Oh, the churrascaria?
Yeah. Because, like, when you go to one of those things, man, I want to get my meat sweats on, and I want to do it
That's
right.
how I am.
I want to go blind in the process.
I'm like that on every special Sunday. Well, it's got to be, not even Wednesday. I can't even make it because I work evening now. But I would be like that if I knew that it was payday, like on Thursday, and be like, well, Sunday we're going to Double Dave's.
Yeah,
I would just like not eat for that whole weekend until Double Dave's. And then even when I get there, I don't need any bread.
Right.
I just chew off all the sauce.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So you just see like a triangle of bread and crust on the plate.
I just imagine you just taking the cheese and scraping the sauce.
I will not rob myself of the gooey bits. No, like I
will not rob myself of the gooey bits.
That is
Jay Salinas. Fantastic, dude.
I'll bite like the side of it and just like let the bread just like chafe up against the side of my jaw. This is a lot of information. I'm like,
how much Metamucil do you intake on those days, dude? Because like you're all cheese and gooey bits, dude. That's like, well, see, if you keep eating pizza like that, you're gonna be a gooey bit. I'm just saying, dude. You're just turning into a gooey bit.
See, a normal day, I eat lots of fruits, so.
Okay, then you're crapping like a champ.
Yeah, so he's got all the fiber he needs.
It's nice, brown, and solid.
Yeah,
so.
nice. Yeah, you know,
You're
like
welcome,
the 20-something-year-old me would have been all like, dude, rock on, that's how you eat buffet pizza. Like the older guy, he's about to be 38 in like a month. It's like, how do you crap? You know?
How do you live with yourself?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, dude. Well, let me show you. And he pulls out like this Rube Goldberg device. You know, dun 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 dun, and then like the gun hits the chicken egg, it blows up. You know, and Abraham Lincoln like flips a pancake up in the air, and Jay takes a shit. You know.
Really, all that's just to like distract him, so it just comes out that much more fluid.
Yeah, and you don't even have to read a magazine. You know, you can just watch the contraption and shoot crap. You know,
I watch Home Alone in its entirety.
Nice,
and then it's over.
Yeah. Speaking of a crap,
paint cans hitting you in the side, pushing it out. Don't do it again. Hit that thing again.
When you're done, he comes in. Jay, what have you done to the bathroom?
Right.
What have you done to my room?
Oh, man. Well, we're...
And on that note...
With that note, well, we're going to assume you're going to stay for the topics, right?
Sure.
Peer pressure?
Yeah, you got it. I'm in.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so the first one we got here, most of these are pretty mundane. It's a very slow news week.
Okay. But
this one is, it tickled me, so anyway, so basically... Samuel L. Jackson and some other actors from Captain America, they were at a panel answering questions. And have you seen the movie Winter Soldier?
No, not yet. You see, that's why I'm going to suck during this portion. I haven't seen anything lately. So,
well, it's not really that relevant. It's just the fact that there's like a scene in there where he has like a notepad where he's trying to like catch up on all like the important stuff he's missed in like the last like 80 years or whatever.
Okay.
And so, you know, they had the actors like yelling stuff out like, oh yeah, the Beatles, that'd be good, you know, Lost, go watch that. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, how about some RedTube? So, you know.
That's porn, right? Right on, dude. Hell yeah, that's badass. All right. I'm all like running through all the tubes in my head. I'm like, that one's porn.
There's a YouTube. There's a Bluetooth.
There's a Bluetooth?
I think it's like for like police videos.
Yeah, it's BLU tube.
Yeah. Anything that isn't YouTube, I figure is just porn. So, yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Yeah, that's like the only non-porn one.
Well, there's a less conspicuous U porn.
Yeah. It's like
U-porn I've heard of, so you know, I get out.
That'd be funny if U-porn was really just like documentaries and stuff. It's just like, oh, the nice nature and flowers. But basically, you know, he says that. I mean, Samuel Jackson, he's like, at this point, you can pretty much say anything and get away with it.
Sure.
You know? But so, you know, people laughed and like, oh, look at that cute. You know, it's so adorable. But some porn stars actually got pretty pissed off about it. And they're like, I'm trying to find the quote here. It's pretty hilarious. But pretty much they wanted him to apologize and take back his statement. And so
what was the statement?
The statement was just like RedTube, like go check it out. Like you might find something you like.
It was a suggestion to give to Captain America.
Are they so are they getting ticked off that they didn't endorse their porno site or something like that?
Well, this is the thing because you know, the movies are there for free. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. For those that don't know.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, this is cutting into a profit. Like it's hard work doing what we do. You know, not everyone can do. You know. I don't want to get too graphic because we've got to change up the way the podcast.
Actually, everybody can do that. That's how we all got here. I'm just throwing that out there. You know?
I don't know. They do some stuff that I don't think normal people can or would want to do. Trust me. Go to YouTube
or would want to, but don't have the mental.
RedTube.
Okay. or they would want to do it. They just don't have the mental fortitude.
I don't know if they would want to do it. I don't know. I've seen some
or they
things.
may not just be bendy enough. You know, there's always that.
Yeah.
So. I mean, there's only so much space that a human orifice can, you know, have.
I like when Morpheus says Orpheus. You know what I mean? or it's really orifice, but still, I think, you know.
So basically, to bribe him, they said that they'd gladly send him a catalog of their movies if he'd be so kind as to recant his comment.
You know, I'm not going to argue that point. You know, I mean, look, these are people who are trying to make a living too, I suppose. But, you know, it's like Look, you know what? People rip off movies and people rip off music, and they rip off everything else that they can from the web. Yeah. They spend $5 on a cup of coffee, and they won't buy the album or comic or movie that they talk about and love so much, and they live their lives by. They won't buy that stuff. You know why should they buy porn?
Yeah.
You know, they won't buy anything else, but they have no problem spending $5 to $7 on a macchiato.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is going to be gone in 15 minutes.
Yeah, which is really going to satisfy you more long term. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, that's a good
point. And he's like trying not to answer.
We're talking about a movie versus the coffee. The movie, I'm going to go see that many times, but I'll be done with the coffee. I'll be done with the movie before I'm finished with the porno movie before I'm done with the coffee. That's what you're saying.
But there are bonus features.
Yeah, that's right.
You can watch the bloopers.
I mean, if you want to get to know them.
Oh, look, he screwed up. That's not sexy.
Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. Poked your thigh instead. Yeah. But I don't know. I just saw this and thought it was hilarious. Because, okay, I understand, like all joking aside, I understand, why they would be pissed off.
At the same time.
But at the same time, it's it's like you want to pick your battles. Right. I'm pretty sure anyone, first of all, if you understood what he was talking about, you've already been there. So it's not like he's doing an advertisement like, hello, folks, do you need to jerk it? You want to go down to RedTube. It's like, you already know. You either know what it is already and you've been
there. RedTube, motherfucker, have you seen it?
If they were if it's like a commercial, it was like RedTube, or it was like a total product placement ad, that'd be something different.
But yeah, it's just like and the fact that it's like a joke, like he's trying to be charming on a panel, so it's kind of silly. But I think if anything, all they've done is drawn more attention to it.
Which
that's the point in a lot of cases, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those moments where it's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah,
it's just they need to get over it.
Yeah,
but I get their point. The point, but get over it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Louis says, "You mean it doesn't go in your eye?" It's referring to the bonus features. I guess maybe that they're worried there's going to be a Nick Fury prequel when you find out how he got the eye patch.
Nice.
And it was just a porn scene gone wrong.
Yeah, and clip 2, it's like, now it's in the other one.
Yeah, right. I can't see.
Eye patch. It's funny though.
Now I'm Cyclops.
Well, in the Masters comic, though, real quick, in the Masters comic, we ripped Amazing Todd's eye out in one of the storyline, in one of the comics. His eye got ripped out.
Nice.
So he's been running around an eye patch for a while, and I wanted to write in a thing where he lost the other one, and he's running around with 2 eye patches, but I was able to work that in. But anyway, yeah.
Nice. I guess at that point, you just put on a bandana.
Yeah. I really wanted to have 2. One going this direction, one going on that. Just walking around with 2 eye patches, help me. Leave me around, Dorkulon. Oh, yeah, you tripped again, pal. I just throwing chairs in front of him.
Nice. All right, well, enough of the RedTube. Let's talk about is any personal anecdote.
Nope. Moving on.
I love how quickly you kill that. But anyway, so there's been rumors that eventually, because so the Spider-Man franchise, they're saying that they want to go out to 7 movies or something. So people are assuming, it was at least 6 or 7. But basically,
that's not including the original ones that they just made a few years ago.
Yeah, not including the Sam Raimi, but all the Mark Webb. So they want to do a whole franchise, and people were assuming that eventually Andrew Garfield's going to be replaced, and they're going to bring in Miles Morales. So people were pretty excited. He's a pretty popular character. I haven't read any of the actual Ultimate Spider-Mans with Miles Morales, but people tend to dig him, and they're pretty excited.
Cool.
So instead, they pretty much the producer of Spider-Man came out and pretty much put the kibosh on that. It's no, we have no desire to do that at all. We're not going to do that, which is cool. That's fine. But the reasoning behind it just seems like the most BS that I've ever heard. So this was his quote. It's the one thing you cannot do when you have a phenomena that has withstood the test of time. You have to be true to the real character inside. Who is Peter Parker? What are the biggest effects in his life? Then you can draw in time, and you consider today's world in many ways. But to have multiple ones, I don't know. You remember when Marvel tried that, and it almost was the end of Spider-Man, which people are assuming they're referring to the Clone Saga. Yeah. But to me, it's okay, so first of all, being true to Peter Parker, that was the biggest gripe people had with the first movie, that he was nothing like Peter Parker.
But he wasn't?
He was kind of a dick.
Spider-Man was?
Yeah. And Amazing Spider-Man, sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I thought Garfield played a fine Peter Parker, but I don't know. I can bitch about this movie in a few different directions, but I thought he was a fine Peter Parker. I didn't have any connection to the film, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was just his fault. think the story was all that great. I didn't like the Lizard's character at all. I mean, there was just there was a lot of it to where I'm not even interested in seeing this next one. You know, I will because I'm a nerd, and I will go see things. I still need to see Thor. I still need to see Captain America, which I really want to see Captain America.
Yeah,
but. I don't know. I'm sure the movie will be as good as the last one because the last one wasn't that good, so they don't have to build up to too much. But I heard this new one was all right. Have y'all heard
I've heard conflicting things. I heard that they got the character of Spider-Man right, like he's personified a lot better. But I heard that it's a mess. It's pretty much what you would expect when you start looking at all the previews. And it's like, okay, you know, it's like Mark Webb, obviously he didn't watch the original trilogy because he didn't learn anything from Spider-Man 3. Because it's like, okay, so dance sequence aside that people have a lot of problems with, the problem was there were way too many villains.
Too many characters, and that's what they've done in the second one, too. They've got the Rhino, and they've got who and who?
Green Goblin and Electro.
Okay, who's playing Electro?
Jamie Foxx.
Oh, how is that?
I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, because I like Jamie Foxx.
I like Jamie Foxx, but I like him in certain roles.
Yeah, no, he's not in every man, you know. Yeah.
But to me, he just doesn't do very good roles when he's trying to be like too cool. I feel like if you've seen Collateral.
Yeah, he was good in that.
He's excellent in that movie,
But he was so low-key.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But when he's trying to be like, oh, I'm a badass. Like, if you've seen Miami Vice.
No, I haven't seen that, but he pulled that crap in Any Given Sunday.
Oh, okay,
He pulled that crap. He was trying to be, he was too cool for his coolness.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of like that whole thing. And but yeah. So there's way too many characters, and that's the main problem with with Amazing Spider-Man 2. I haven't seen it yet, but that's the reviews that I've listened to.
Okay.
But it's like, to me, it was just like, because at first I was like, okay, maybe they got someone really clever to write this up. Like, they knew what they were doing this time around. But they really didn't.
No, I mean, the first Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 3, with the Raimi one.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, it was not a good movie, you know, and I wanted it to be a good movie, but you know, they shouldn't have had Venom in it. They should have done more with the Sandman because his character was useless. I mean, the only bad guy that really got any play was the Green Goblin, and he wasn't even billed. I mean, seriously, he wasn't even billed. You know, so anyway, was there another villain in there too? They have like 14 more hidden in the back somewhere. I don't know.
I'm sure they're going to come out soon because they want to do the Sinister Six movie.
Well, the thing with Franco Goblin is like he was built up from the very end of the first one.
Yeah.
You know, where he's talking to his dad in the mirror.
Avenge me!
Avenge me, boy!
Yeah, that was the second one. That was
straight out of, what's that movie? Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Avenge me, boy! It's like gripping the chain link.
Nice.
Avenge me!
I remember almost told me how much he loved that movie. And like I saw it for the first time, and I was just like shaking my head. I was like, Jay, listen.
Are you talking about the original Red Dawn?
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah. No.
Well, see, I saw it like last year, so I'm sorry. Like,
I know it's dated as shit.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, because I felt like had I seen that as a kid, I would have loved it. But like, you know, just now seeing it like as an adult, so I was like, Jay, I was like, the movie was all right, but the worst part was like the Avenge Me part. And Jay was like, that's my favorite part.
The part was so funny. Because like you look at it, like back then, I didn't think of it. It was just like, yeah, two brothers are gonna avenge their dad in this weird-looking tiny concentration camp.
This weird-looking tiny.
It was just a fence. It's like you couldn't climb under. It was like obviously if these dudes are just like walking up to it, and like Dad.
There's like no security.
There's no security. It's like
they really just have like a red fence. It's like you guys can't go anywhere.
Yeah. You're held together you're kept there with like a low jack made out of like bubble gum and tape.
Yeah, right. It's like maybe they have like one guy that actually has a gun with bullets, and he's just there. And it's like just this big psychological ploy.
Well, did you ever watch the original run of Planet of the Apes movies?
It's been a long time, but yeah.
Like the first movie was amazing, and every
movie
after.
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape!
Those movies were amazing, and they got progressively. They made 5 of them. They got progressively worse, except for the 4th one was pretty good. But by the 5th one, they had no budget, and they were having the battle for the Planet of the Apes. That's like the biggest sounding name of them all, right? And they had like no budget, so like the Battle of the Apes for that movie was like 30 apes going this direction. You got a school bus, a jeep, and a dude on a motorcycle, and like 10 guys going this direction. This is the battle for the planet. It's like 50 guys all together, waging war to decide who's going to win, man versus ape. Well, when you got like $2,000 for the entire budget, that battle's going to look like crap. Okay, so all I'm saying is,
maybe they just elected like you guys are the most 15 badass guys on the planet. You're all we need.
Well, I mean, like if the world was like sorted out like who wins and who loses in a world like in Mortal Kombat where you can have like a tournament. Okay, each country bring a dude. And whoever makes it through the tournament, you know what? they win. It's their world now. We'll see you back in 4 years. I mean, it's like the Olympics. Who gets to control the Earth for 4 years?
Yeah.
Then you can do it that way.
See, I always thought that would be really cool, or not really cool for reality, but it would be really interesting if that's just how we fought wars. It's like, you know what? No collateral damage. We're going to get some volunteers to make the best. They probably wouldn't be volunteers.
How we really need to fight wars is how it was done in Gundam G.
Please
every major country, bear with me, gentlemen, because I'm about to blow your minds.
I'm going to get
every major country had a Gundam, and they were like ridiculous. Like France had like a boxing Gundam,
right,
which threw roses. No. America had a boxing Gundam. France had some weird yellow Gundam, but it threw roses.
Sort of sashaying Gundam.
And then like China had the Master Gundam, which it literally did kung fu.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then the Japanese Gundam was like the dominant one. Well, it had like its main move was called Burning Finger. So
Burning Finger.
Yeah.
We have a girl I dated once.
This hand of mine is burning red. No, okay, but the way they do it is every 4 years, just like the presidency,
right,
they do a Gundam tournament. And whoever comes out on top, that country gets to rule for the next 4 years.
That's pretty cool. See, they played with that a little bit in Pacific Rim when they were showing the different types of.
Okay. I have still yet to see that movie.
What are the robots called? That movie? Just robots?
Yeah, I think they were they kaijus?
Mechs. There was the kaiju are the monsters.
Okay, those were the
kaijus are the monsters.
Yeah, I can't remember what
But they had in that one movie, they had like a Japanese. The Japanese one actually had like 3 arms, 2 over here and 1 over there, and it did some swinging kick stuff. And then like the Russian mech or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it was like diesel powered. Like, or that wasn't diesel, but I mean, it looked like it was running off of like some sort of steampunk type of
running off of Russia's pride.
Yeah, it was like fission or something like that, but it was really cool looking. I mean, they all looked beautiful and they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
My only beef with that, and I guess it's kind of a stereotype, because like Japan is like the giant robot capital. How do they not have the best robot?
I don't know.
My only beef with that movie is like, come on, like I understand.
They invented everything giant robot.
Yeah, why do they not have the best robot? Maybe they do have the best robot, but they don't have those American ideals and sensibilities that make us rise to the top. Hail Ming! I got nothing. I don't know, man.
They didn't have Jack Stiller piloting.
Yeah, no. I mean, they just didn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean. Why we win all the Olympics is because the teams that could beat us, they end up boycotting 3 weeks before. So it's all Black Ops CIA stuff, man. Yeah. That's why we keep winning Olympics. So
Okay, Jaegers is what they're called.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Did somebody in the?
Yeah, Luis once again. Luis is like, okay.
Are you the only one in there, Luis? What's up?
We have some other people. Yeah, we have
about 5 or 6
shout outs to everyone in the chat. Blood Ocean 07, he's become a frequent listener. My friend Melanie, and then Luis obviously, and then Anonymous, whose name is pretty much anonymous. We don't know we don't know who he really is. He's probably like someone who lives down the street and he's just like stalking us.
It's my fiance who's now getting mad right now and all the weird shit I'm writing.
This is where you cue in like a Top Gear reference.
Yeah, check out that understeer. That's all I know about Top Gear. Oversteer and understeer.
Oh no, it's more like a Stig reference. There's a guy in there that no one knows who he is. His name is Stig.
Oh, okay.
Like some say that if he looks you straight in the eye, you die. And then they say some other funny stuff. Exactly. And then all we know is his name is Anonymous. And then boom. And then, you see what I'm saying? Like when I talk, everything gets silent.
And they sucked out all the soul in the room. All right now.
That's why I try to keep
You're
it
fantastic, dude. You keep doing weird. I'm listening.
Yeah. Keep patronizing me. See where that gets you.
I'm gonna throw. He's all man. Yeah, keep patronizing me. See what if you're coming on my freaking show again.
He's gonna just break the cup.
I'm sorry, Jay, dude. I'll be nice.
I do wish
please don't.
I wish we had a video podcast because that was hilarious. I like the look on your face. That was like a little kid on the ground reading. It's like, do tell me more. Please tell me more about Top Gear. I really like cars that go fast. They had one where like a car was racing a helicopter. That was kind of cool.
How'd that go?
I think the car actually won.
No, the jet fighter won.
No, it wasn't the jet. They had a helicopter one too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, well they did one with the jet fighter versus the Bugatti Veyron, which is like the fastest car in the world.
Okay.
So the Bugatti had to do a 1/4 mile and back before the jet fighter, which can do vertical takeoff, could do a mile in the air and back.
It was doing it like a Harrier?
Yeah.
Straight up?
Okay.
Yeah, it's got like 42 onboard computers.
Oh, wow.
That tell it to defy logic.
That's what I read too.
Basically. Okay. Because if it doesn't...
they're going to get so pissed. All the porno actors will get so pissed at Top Gear now. What are you doing? You're watching porn on the raw. You know?
That's why he lost. He was all distracted. It's like, I don't have enough hands for this.
No, it's like Britain's like top jet. Like the thing literally needs all those computers to tell it to defy logic. Because if it doesn't, it won't fly. Like it can't fly.
Wow.
Like they were saying, like this thing should not be able to be in the air,
right?
But it is.
But it's British, and we will conquer. We will conquer gravity.
Yeah, but they don't have they don't have a good Jaeger. You know,
they really don't.
That is true.
Well, they spend all the money on the 42 computers per plane.
Yeah, right. We don't have enough money.
They got that 43rd computer. Maybe their Jaeger be worth a damn. Come on.
Yeah, well, maybe the next time the kaijus come back, they'll be ready.
Right.
I don't know. Supposedly they're trying to make a sequel. We'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Atlantic Rim.
That'll be awesome.
I can't, but that's gonna Pacific Rim. That could be like the most amazing porno. If you like switch, you know how they always take the names. You know,
Pacific
Rim Job. Yeah.
Oh, but you went there. You had to go there though.
Well, I mean, you set it up. I knocked it out the park.
Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Anyway.
Well, Anonymous has confirmed that he is the Stig. So there you go. So your rant was not for nothing. Well, I mean,
he's from London, so
yeah, of course.
He's going to get it.
Everyone's the Stig.
BBC Reigns.
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
It was funny because we had this really Arduin follower that listened to her stuff all the time. We had just one.
Yeah.
It was also British, so I don't know if our style of humor just somehow appeals to them over there.
You know, we could start doing John Cleese lines just to make them happy. You know, have her scrubbed and sent to my tent. You know,
Hibiki agrees. She's a big proponent for Faulty Towers.
Oh, I love Faulty Towers. Well played. Yeah, it's a great show. Oh, yeah, fantastic. I've been watching it since my folks are from England. Both my parents are from England.
Cool.
Yeah, so Faulty Towers and Are You Being Served and and all what else? The one that I don't know.
In-Betweeners.
Yeah, no, I've never watched In-Betweeners yet. It keeps popping up in my Netflix though, saying
you should
folks are British. Watch it out.
It's really good.
The one with I always forget Rowan Atkinson. It's called
Blackadder.
Blackadder.
Yeah.
I've still not finished the first season, but I saw the first 3 episodes. Like this show is so great.
Adder's good. It's got Brian Blessed from Flash Gordon. You know, Voltan from Flash Gordon, and he was the king.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes so much sense now.
It does. Oh my god. I guess he just never stood. No, dude. Not since I was like.
Actually, that's the last time I was here.
I was just about to mention
Y'all didn't do your freaking homework, guys. I'm not coming back on until the next time. Next time I come on this show, if y'all haven't watched it yet, book me 2 hours before we're watching the movie. We're watching the movie first. Then we do an hour and a half review of the film, and then we talk to me. Okay? I'm going to interview you guys on that. What did you think of the movie? Why do you not think it's the greatest movie of all time? What's your fucking problem? You, okay?
You know, I'm down for that.
Okay, deal.
All right, yeah.
I will totally. No, seriously. If y'all ever want to watch the movie and do a review of it, I will totally do that with you because I'll start quoting it now. Y'all can just review me quoting the movie.
I think Blood Ocean's in agreement because all he says is Flash. Well, I guess it's
Gordon. No. Flash. You don't say Flash Gordon. It's Flash. Help me. What's his name? Help me.
Blood Ocean said Gordon, so that's what I was quoting.
Okay.
So he's the one that's wrong.
No, I don't know. It's all you, dude.
Yeah, no.
No, anyway, but
we'll take the blame.
Anyway,
that's right. He's a convenient scapegoat because he can't defend himself right
now. If anybody is listening and y'all are in Texas at the end or sometime in the summer, South Texas Collectors Expo in Laredo, Sam J. Jones is actually going to be one of the guests at that convention. So he played Flash Gordon in the movie.
Oh,
for those of y'all have never seen the movie, that means did y'all see Ted? Do you remember the guy they did all the cocaine with in Ted? He's going to be at the movie. Okay, that's the show.
Also in my queue of movies to watch.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
I've heard the Queen song.
I'm wearing my damn Ted t-shirt right now, dude. And
it is adorable.
I
love it. And I will soon go to Netflix. Or not Netflix, but Redbox.
Redbox, RedTube, we're getting YouPorn. This is getting ridiculous.
Dude, can you imagine a Redbox?
Can you imagine Red Porn, dude? The Red Porn box? Porn box.
Dude, I mean, those things would only work for like a week because you'd be trying to use the little keypad. It's like, oh, why is it gooey? And yeah, I went there.
Okay, we got gooey, and you were talking about gooey bits earlier.
Gooey bits, yeah.
I see a theme to the show tonight.
Yeah.
Nothing but goo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we just got the title.
Mr. Magoo.
There you go. Mr. Magoo.
That's my porn name.
Oh, man. That's disgusting. And apparently your born character is blind. You know, that's a whole other genre.
That's why you won't see me coming.
I'm the Zatoichi of porn.
You won't see you coming. Actually, it's more like.
Oh, I can't even do the line. I'm laughing too much. Oh, anyway. I don't even know what we were talking about. But yeah, Flash Gordon, yeah. We will watch it.
Yeah.
We will review it. So
that's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah. That and Gooey Bits.
I'm leaving, man. This is awesome.
So just a little bit of backtracking for the chat. Blood Ocean added about Spider-Man movie before all this degenerated.
It was the Spider-Man.
CG was good. The story was good. It was relatable. Overall, better movie than the first. Jamie Foxx was great.
Cool.
So we'll have to, once we get to watch it, we'll make a judgment as well. The CG was obvious, but it wasn't overdone and didn't look stupid and was done quite well. Well, I put the quiet part.
One thing about the first Spider-Man movie, y'all were saying that they didn't get Peter Parker, right?
The first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, first Amazing Spider-Man, yeah. No, but I gotta say, there was one scene when he was dressed as Spider-Man, like right when he first came out, and he was just getting the thugs that were in, robbing somebody or whatever, doing the general... crime that he first does when he first gets out there. Yeah. His snarkiness and his banter was much better than Tobey Maguire's. I gotta say that. Because you remember reading comics as a kid, and Spider-Man was like just a motor mouth, man. He was talking trash the whole time. I thought that was better than anything that Tobey Maguire did Under the Mask in terms of the character itself. Yeah. But I did like Tobey Maguire, especially in the second movie. I thought he did a great job. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is my thing with Andrew Garfield. I guess it's not necessarily when he's actually in the costume and he's not taking off his mask every 5 seconds. Yeah. It's his personification. It's not even his fault. It's not like I thought he was bad in the movie. But the writers, I thought they wrote, when he's actually Peter Parker, I thought they just wrote him as this punk kid. That was my issue with the way they wrote Peter Parker. I just didn't care for it.
Wasn't that more in line with how they did that in Ultimate Spider-Man, though?
I don't think so. He wasn't that bad. He was just an asshole to his parents. It's just, I don't know. Maybe for me personally, it's just don't treat your aunt like that.
Well, I agree. I mean, I don't think don't disrespect those.
I think that's exactly what Dan is saying. Don't listen to him. He's a bad influence.
I liked Maguire's more self-deprecating Spidey.
Yeah.
To me, it was much more relatable because that's kind of how I am. I have no qualms about making fun of myself. Whereas Garfield's, I understand where he came from, and he was more like. They wrote him more as even before he was Spider-Man, he did get picked on a lot, but he was also standing up for the little guy at the same time.
Yeah, he has a defiance in him. That's for sure. Yeah. So.
Oh, also, Blood Ocean says,
I got nothing.
Electro has a deeper electric voice in the movie that isn't heard or shown in the trailers. It was done well. So maybe it's just one of those things, kind of like... Well, I don't know if it's anything like the Dark Knight, like Bane voice. Yes, Batman.
Yeah, because the Electro voice, he was on Leno, I think, and it sounded so bad. It just really sounded like he spent 5 seconds coming up with his voice. He's like, I'm just going to talk deeper, and this is my Electro voice. It's Jamie Foxx is an excellent actor. I guess that's why I was disappointed, because you can do so much better, and he's just no, I'm in a comic book movie, I'm not going to take it. It's almost not as bad, but he pretty much pulled a Halle Berry. It was oh, okay, I can act in real movies, but not when it's a comic book movie, I'm just going to phone it in.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he went to the Christian Bale School of voice acting or something like that. Because everybody makes fun of Bane's voice in that last one, but, dude... Bale was unintelligible. I mean, seriously. What
are you talking about, Dan?
Dude, I mean...
His voice was like an angel. I don't know. I will say...
But it's better than George Clooney at the end of the day. Hey, Freeze, I'm Batman.
Yeah. I've got this. Yeah. Never leave home without my bat card.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It even has the Amex symbol on it.
I don't know. To me, the Dark Knight trilogy in general, it was one of those movies where it's despite all of its flaws, it grew on me. And the things that annoyed me about it the most ended up being the things that I love about it. The Batman voice is so over the top and ridiculous, but it's so fun to do.
Yeah.
And the first 5 to 10 minutes of Dark Knight Rises, I could not stand Bane's voice. I was just man, I'm not going to like this movie.
Oh, I'm going to take your money and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I thought it was so jarring and so terrible. But by the end, I loved it. It was this is so stupid. But I'm gonna, I swear, you can even have Second Amendment on for a month after. I was doing that voice every day, every podcast.
Do the voice.
I can't do it as well, but I can still kind of do it.
You're out of practice.
I'm a little out of practice. But no, I mean, his brother was here, and he's just are you gonna do this the whole show? And I'm yes.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bobby McDarren over here did, but there's a scene where like he's talking. Well, this is what the Bane voice reminds me of. Okay, there's this one of the episodes. There's this one where Jerry's dating this chick, and she has. They make her voice talk, her belly button talk. Hello, la la la. That's what I imagine Bane like. Hello, I'm a terrorist. La la la. Anyway, so yeah, that's what.
Maybe they're trying to put a softer face on terrorism. It's like we're not in the Bush administration anymore. Terrorism's not that scary, so we got to make it sound ridiculous. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going for.
Damn you, Bush administration! Why can't you keep us scared?
Yeah, right. Now under Obama's new hip administration, terrorism is nothing. Hi guys, I'm a terrorist.
But yeah, you still can't find any bullets. You know, you're still on Facebook. Everybody's like, where can I find these rounds? You know,
oh my God! I so wish I had the foresight to just buy a bunch of bullets and just like sell them. Just resell them at like 10 times the value.
No, I should have bought a bunch of bullets so I could walk up over to all my friends who are trying to find bullets and go, here, shut up. But then they'd shoot me. You know? Right. That's the problem. I just gave them ammo to you just screw me up.
It's like right afterwards, I completely regret this decision.
But we didn't kill you. We just shot you in the foot as you were walking away. Right? What's that rule? That stand your ground rule.
Oh, right.
In the foot as he's walking away. Stand your ground.
Right. I can't stand.
No, he was standing my ground. He was standing his ground from me. Apparently, you know what I'm saying.
You're sitting there bleeding out. Walk it off.
Rub some dirt on it. It'll be all right.
Yeah, right.
Here, rub this raw chicken on the wound. You know?
That's a surefire way to heal it.
I completely derailed y'all's stuff. Sorry, we got through 2 questions.
Don't worry. That's exactly how it goes. Like the topics are kind of just there to give us something to talk about, and then we just kind of explode out into whatever direction we feel like.
Like pollen.
Except slightly less sneezing and eye irritation.
Yeah. Well, there's irritation probably.
Nice.
Well, that's more of a personal problem.
Yeah.
It's more of a hygiene issue.
Nice.
Luis says, I think this is in reference to Jamie Foxx's Electro. I always said he tried to sound like the Godfather whispering.
Maybe he was. Maybe that's what his inspiration was.
Nice.
Oh, man.
So if you guys want to give me a proposal I could never refuse.
I'm going to make this electricity shoot up my fingers.
Those are really good.
Hey, Santino. I'm not even going to do this.
Sonny.
Why do you come to me, Spider-Man? I gave it to the boys.
My only son.
And whatever.
My boy. My baby boy.
So this is a throwback to some previous episodes, but Anonymous 963 is asking us, so how's World War S going?
Oh, my God.
So just to fill you in, Dan, so we started this thing that we ended up like dubbing World War Shia, about Shia LaBeouf and his crazy like breakdown. I don't know if you're familiar with all that.
No.
Okay, so after his post-Transformers, he decided he wanted to like do this whole new thing with his life. So he made a comic book, and then he made a movie, and then
he was writing a script for a movie, and at the same time he was talking about how plagiarism is for pussies and some other shit like that.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
he stole his whole concept.
It was a short film that literally was like panel for panel, like someone else's work, and then he apologizes, and the apology is a plagiarism. And so it's like he didn't even do a real apology. He just like stole someone's like apology speech from like.
Is this whole thing a work? I mean, this is like when Joaquin Phoenix became a rapper, because this is what you're trying to set me up with. I mean, that's
that's the thing, because people don't know if he's just trying to troll, because he had a movie that was coming out, Nymphomaniac, which you can find on RedTube. Probably not. But so we don't know if it was like just do all this weird stuff to garner publicity, because then after that, then he started wearing like a paper bag on his face with like writing that said like I'm not famous anymore, and he did like this weird like art quote unquote, I'm doing the air quotes, people, art exhibit. It was supposed to be performance art. Oh yeah, that's also what he blamed the plagiarism on. He said he was doing performance art. So he did this art exhibit where he just sits there with a paper bag on his face, and you can just like ask him questions or berate him. He doesn't say anything. He just sits there. And there's a video of a guy that went and actually like tried to interview him, and he like takes the paper bag off, so it actually is him, and he's just sitting there with like tears in his eyes, and the guy's just like trying to make fun of him. And I don't know, the interview was not that great, but he's just trying to be like, oh, I remember Even Stevens, that was really funny. What happened to you, kid? And then that was pretty much the only funny part.
What's
everything
Even
else,
Stevens?
That was like when he's been like acting like since he was a kid. That was like the show that he was in.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the Full House for the Olsen's twins.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was his Full House.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, but anyway, so he's just been having like this weird like meltdown that people don't know if it's like an act or not. So we just dubbed it World War Shia because like it seemed at that time like every week he was doing something crazy. So we were talking about it. We were ending the podcast with it, but he hasn't done anything new recently. I was telling everyone on the podcast I was going to go see his movie, but I never had a chance to, and I don't think it's in theaters anymore.
And they don't have it on RedTube, so...
Unfortunately not, but when it gets on RedTube, I will watch it, and I will review it for the all podcast listeners. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie.
No.
Okay.
What's it called?
Nymphomaniac.
So
as you can tell, it's about like rainbows and bunnies and things like that.
Yeah.
So this was probably like the last good like topic for like the World War Shia. Was someone was playing Frozen, first of all in Florida, so let's preface that by saying this happened at a movie theater in Florida, and they accidentally played the trailer to Nymphomaniac, which is very, I wouldn't even say rated R, it's pretty X-rated, it's pretty graphic, and they played that.
It was a Red Band trailer.
Yeah, it was a Red Band trailer. That
they don't ever really play.
They never play in
theaters
anyway, but somehow they ended up playing it during the trailers during Frozen, so, yeah.
I just saw that movie.
Oh, did you?
It's cute.
Oh, yeah? You like it?
Yeah.
You want to sing a few bars?
What?
You want to sing a few
Let
songs?
It Go, sir?
Oh, I know. I can't sing that.
Let It Go.
Man, I mean, like...
I was going to kind of slowly reel you in and be like, oh, yeah,
No. First of all, these are what I took away from the movie. It was cute. Everybody, all the artwork looked like very Bruce Timm inspired, and I probably lost interest about 30 minutes and started looking at my phone. I mean, I got to be honest with you, but it was cute. It was very cute. I'm getting adjusted to these kids' movies thing, I mean, like... I do. I'm glad they like Doctor Who. I'm glad they like Sherlock. I'm glad they like things like that because I really had a hard time watching Gumball. I really had a hard time watching Chowder. I really had a hard time watching these shows, you know what I mean? So I'm really glad that they're starting to,
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Frozen?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah.
I was listening to that song earlier.
It was a cute movie.
As soon as the first word were uttered, my son was like, Frozen! Where's the movie? I was like, it's on the radio, son.
We watched The Croods recently, though.
I heard that was
good. Croods is pretty good. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
That's a good testament for how good a movie is. I finished it. I didn't want to blow my brains out. It was excellent. Yeah. It was tolerable. But let us know, Seven conscious us that whenever we watch the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it says be ready to ride that feels train, though. When you see the movie, the feels. So I never would have thought of Spider-Man as being like that emotional of a movie, but I guess so. I don't know.
Maybe Gwen dies.
Again? She's dying left and right.
Just relive,
oh my God, sir. Spoiler alert, all right? Again? People have not read that comic yet.
Gwen Stacy dies?
You've had 40 years, people.
Dude, next year you can tell me Green Goblin dies from his own little glider thing.
I got some news for you.
What?
That was the first Tobey Maguire movie.
Next year you can tell me Sean Bean dies in every movie he's ever been in.
I got to tell you something.
No,
dies
Ned Stark.
in every movie.
Why?
There's actually a highlight reel on YouTube. I don't know if you knew that. Obviously, probably didn't.
For the Queen James.
For the Queen James. I was actually watching that at the end of that yesterday. It was still pretty depressing. Like seeing him fall like 100 yards to the floor.
Scotland Yard.
Somehow he still survives, just so that the rest of that satellite can fall on top of him.
That was the best part because whenever he watched it, I was like, "Oh wait, he lives!" And then it crushes him. Yeah. We're talking about GoldenEye.
Oh, okay, good movie. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, I was still trying to figure out who Sean Bean was. So.
Oh, dude, Sean Bean. Yeah, he played Trevlin. He was 006.
Oh, okay.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay. He plays Ned Stark.
Was he also the guy who was in Lord of the Rings? Who was in Game of Thrones?
Yeah. He played Boromir.
Yeah.
He's in Black Death.
He is Black Death, I think.
Wait. Why is every time anybody asks me, do I watch Game of Thrones, I go, no. They go, do you watch House of Cards?
Yes.
Okay, then I can't go,
yeah.
Do you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
No.
I'm still watching Breaking Bad. I was just getting through in like 4th season. House of Cards is amazing. You don't watch that?
No. Not that I don't. It's just I haven't.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Have you seen both seasons already?
No, I'm about episode 6 or 7 on season 2 right now.
Okay, I was gonna say this. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you're further than me, but all I wanted to say was like when I saw the first episode of season 2, It was like, it starts off and it's like good, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting back into it. I couldn't remember.
Picks right back up where the first one, the end of the first one ended.
Yeah. And it had been a while. I'm trying to remember who all the characters were, and then all of a sudden, like that moment hits. It hits.
Bam!
It hits like a train, and you're like, oh
like a train,
my
dude!
God.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God! Brilliant.
It just gets real right there. I was just like, oh wow, because like I'm sort of halfway paying attention. Right there, it's like I'm locked in. I'm like, all right, I'm binge watching this. I'm not getting any sleep.
That's the thing. Yeah, we're trying. It came out on Valentine's Day or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And we sat down and watched. We were gonna watch it, but we had to stop ourselves from binging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you only get 12, 13 episodes in a season, and we aren't gonna get one of these again until like a year from now or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, we're very slowly watching a couple episodes. Like, we're watching like one episode every 2 or 3 weeks, trying to like drag it out a little bit. But we're watching Breaking Bad right now, which is I mean, I just didn't get a chance to get into it when it was all happening. But those are like the 2 big shows I'm watching. We just finished How I Met Your Mother recently.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No, but I know how it ends.
Oh, well, God, if I had learned that, I could have stopped, not wasted 9 seasons.
Well, my wife watches it, so I don't know if you're going to want to spoil anything for her. But
No.
She will find you.
I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody because, I mean, it's just not fair if I got on a podcast and somebody's like, and that's why he was asking for Rosebud at the end of Citizen Kane. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know? So, anyway.
Great movie, by the way.
It was a
I've never seen it, actually.
You've never seen it?
It's right up there with
Okay, so what we're going to do is, Flash Gordon, all right, and then Citizen Kane, podcast, and then we'll go.
I think I first saw that movie when I was like 10.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't say I'm all some snotty bastard about it. I saw it in like a film class in high school that I had to take. You know, like we had to watch it in the film course. And
don't get me wrong, I don't remember anything.
No, I don't remember
from the
much
movie,
of it either. I've seen it before, and I'd sit. And
the only
watch it
part
again,
that really ever stood out was him clapping in the theater.
Oh, the slow clap.
The slow clap.
And I've just seen it, man. That's the best part.
He got like this fish face, like wide eyes and everyththing. Like, I don't know why.
Another teen movie.
Yeah.
With the guys all trying to break out the slow clap in the middle of the wrong situation. So
everyone's all quiet,
and everybody stops and looks at him like, "Teacher, doing it at the wrong time."
Wasn't Chris Evans in that movie?
Yeah, he was the main guy. He was the main guy. Yeah, you mean the guy who played the Human Torch and then became Captain America?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And so they got a new Cap. They got a new Human Torch.
Oh yeah,
I'm loving this idea.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to anything that was. I love the Fantastic
NBA
Four.
star Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no.
I think Masters of the Obvious is like a testament to that.
Yeah, I love the Fantastic Four. I loved the Fantastic Four so much, and then they made the movies that they did, and they were not good. So I'm really looking forward to this next one. Don't screw it up again, guys.
I'm afraid because I remember when they were talking about casting, and first they're like, we want to cast a woman as Doom. I was like, all right, that might be cool.
Yeah.
But then they're like, no, here's the guy we casted, and they're like, he might not even have like the costume or the mask or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like they screwed it up once already. Like, don't do it again.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, like, while the Fantastic Four is like the first Marvel book, I mean, of the modern Marvel age. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's always going to get downplayed to the Avengers and X-Men and Spider-Man. It's always going to get downplayed to those characters. The book itself has so much cachet, and every time that they've tried to bring it to to screen in any way, shape, or form, cartoons or the movies, they don't give it the respect it deserves.
Yes,
that's
the
cartoon
exactly
was
what
awful.
it is.
The 90s cartoon was terrible.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, like people were getting ticked off. Yeah, people were getting ticked off. Like when they first announced it, they were getting ticked off about the black Human Torch.
Yeah,
and I'm like, here's the thing, guys. I get the initial jolt, but first of all, the guy's a good actor.
Yeah.
Second of all, who the I mean, it couldn't be any worse than the 4 white guys who did it in the last one. You know what I mean? So get it
and
right.
And the Hispanic girl they tried to pass off as white.
That's what I think is funny.
Wait, they did.
Yeah,
with
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
I think it's funny because no one was pissed off about that. But it's like, but it's a black guy. And
that's the thing, yeah.
But I love the whole thing is like, they were like, there's no way they can do this. And people are like, well, they can be half-siblings. One can be adopted. Like,
there's so many different ways,
yeah. That ruins the entire thing. It's like, first of all, I really doubt that people that are complaining are even that big of fans of Fantastic Four. To begin with, because there are just the people that are like, Heimdall, he's black. No, I can't watch this movie anymore.
The only reason that this movie will suck, it's not going to be because of who they cast. It's going to be, did they get the villain right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't get Doom right in the first one, and they didn't get Galactus right. The Galactus was a clown.
Victor Van Damme.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
that was Captain
so
Dr.
angry.
Nip Tuck. Yeah, he's a great actor. He's a great actor and all. But I mean, come on, Doom is like with the Germany voice and
he's
and the scars
and he's
and
a prick and he's a genius.
Got a foot dive.
And his power should not be looking like the chick at the end of Superman 3.
Yeah.
Okay, because remember the woman who got pulled into the computer and she came back all robotic at the end of Superman 3?
Vaguely, yeah.
Look that up on
Richard
your screen,
Pryor
and you'll know
one,
what I'm
right?
talking about. Because when he got his little powers and stuff and it started soaking up his arm, that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
And it was just like... I mean, come on. Where's the Latvia? They made one Latveria or Latvia
Yeah,
comment.
wasn't he
Latveria
he was like in a crate or something at the end.
Yeah,
Going
well,
to
they made one
Latveria.
comment about when they fired him. They're like, go back to Latveria and do your
Yeah.
thing. I mean, what did they have him as Trump? They had him as Trump, Doom Corp and all that. I don't know, dude. It was just like, I mean, let me just ask you a question as a consumer. Would you buy Pampers from a company called Doom?
I would, I think so.
They might actually be trying to warn you of what's going to come to these Pampers.
I'm just saying.
But I do get what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't buy Pampers because I have no use for them, having no children that I know of.
But you know what I'm saying. Would you buy Doom jerky, like beef jerky that was said Doom on it? Would you buy that?
If it was actually made by Dr. Doom,
yeah.
Probably not, dude.
Well,
Probably
Barry Comp would. I mean, if you put Doom on,
as long as it's got stuffed crust on
it's
it,
like, wait,
of course
is it Doctor or MF? Because I'm only going to buy MF Doom.
Nice.
Yeah, remember he had like the Doom mask, and I was like, oh man, it's awesome, Dr. Doom. He was like, man, that's not Dr. Doom, that's MF Doom. Like,
yeah, he was making a bicycle, a Dr. Doom bicycle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, he had
that's
like this
awesome.
banana seat lowrider bicycle,
Nice.
and he's happy with that. I mean, I was like, damn, that's awesome. So.
That's badass.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, with the Fantastic Four movies, it's like Doom is like the quintessential villain. Like, the Fantastic Four don't have, like you said, the popularity of like X-Men, Spider-Man, but it's like Doom does. Like Doom is like, you ask like a casual comic reader, and like, who's your favorite villain? Doom.
Yeah.
Everyone says Doom. Even for me, I'm like huge X-Men fan. I'm like, I love Magneto. But overall, if I had to be a villain, I'd want to be Doom. Like he's got his own country. He's got a freaking mask and a cape.
Not only does he have his own country, but he's like a known villain, and he is yet to be like overthrown.
Yeah,
he's like a world power.
Where you at, Russia?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean,
on the border.
dude, he's like a Saddam or somebody like that. You know what I mean? That who is he's there, or like a Gaddafi. The first time that I remember in my life that they attacked Libya. Okay, and then like something happened. And then we were gone. And then, like, all these years later, hey, Gaddafi again, And I'm like, you've been here for, like, 15 years, guys. You had your opportunity, like, all that time ago, But, yeah, he's one of those guys. I mean, Doom, he's just hanging out there, I'm going to screw these guys up later. Give me a few more years.
Yeah,
Watch this, And, I mean, but Doom is awesome, dude. I mean, like, he is, to me, I think... Because, like, my favorite incarnation of Lex Luthor is, like, the business mogul Lex Luthor, not the crazy scientist Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Right,
The one who, moved with the times and, he went from crazy evil genius to becoming the, that's what they were trying to do with the Doom in that first Fantastic Four movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, Doom is... He's like this. Yeah, he's a conqueror, dude.
Oh,
He's,
yeah.
I mean, he's in the Machiavellian and the tactics and all that stuff like that. He's got Doom bots. I mean, come on, Doom bots. And that's the thing. The Fantastic Four has so much cachet. I mean, we were talking about the Negative Zone and Galactus and Doom and all these characters that have revolved in or out of the cast and through the story all that time. They really are the cornerstone of the Marvel universe. If you look out at, I mean, they're the ones who established New York as Marvel's base. They're the ones who did all of that. The problem is if they keep screwing up these Fantastic Four movies, the product's not going to have any cachet to keep going forward. I mean, they got to get it right. And I understand you got to make movies that appeal to the younger audience because they're not reading comics. You got to get them into the movie theaters. You know what I mean? You got to appeal to all that stuff. But like, could you imagine if they left Earth and got out of that whole mentality where we're dealing with corporate dooms and and weddings with clouds attacking and stuff like that, and if they really played into the Negative Zone or did something where because
a nihilist,
yeah, or I mean, there's so many great space stories and stuff like that nobody's touched on. Like and I've never read this book, but I cannot wait to go see that Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Never read the book. I read it years and years ago in the earlier incarnation. But I saw the trailer for that thing, damn, that looks good.
Yeah,
even the wrestler guy looks awesome.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
Batista.
Batista.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't even recognize him as Batista when I was looking. I was like, damn, that looks good. And, yeah, I want to see that one badly. I really want to see that movie.
I think that's the thing. You hit on a good point where, like, the Marvel like, cinematic movies, they've been so good because they take the material seriously, and it's like they do such a good job. It's like Guardians was one of those movies when I first started seeing the previews, I'm like, Rocket Raccoon, that's stupid, whatever, blah blah blah. And then within like 2 trailers, not even two, there was even like one
first
trailer,
2-minute trailer they dropped,
and I was like, yeah, hype. This is going to be like the sleeper hit of the year.
Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be a sleeper hit. I think people are going to dive to go see this thing, dude, because it looks that good, and it has an energy to that trailer. Like, I want to see Days of Future Past. I really do, because based on the first 2 X-Men movies and the Singer stuff that he did, I didn't like the Wolverine movies. Wasn't a big fan. They were all right. I mean, the first one was all right. I didn't really see much of the second one. But like the Singer X-Men movies were great, and that the First Class was brilliant.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Class.
And I enjoyed the third one too. It was fine. It came out, it was fine. I want to see Days of Future Past, but I want to see, because I think that's going to be great. But, my Lord, that Guardians of the Galaxy movie, knowing nothing about the comic, knowing nothing about walking in the door on this thing, they got my attention. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, I think it's called The Wild Bunch.
You're talking about the cowboy movie, the Western. Yeah. It's based into that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, or even... what's that one where the guys are stuck in a Nazi concentration camp?
Oh, you're talking about the Dirty Dozen.
Dirty Dozen. It's kind of got like the Dirty Dozen feel, where they're just kind of like real ragtag group and people like you wouldn't think, like they have all different backgrounds. You wouldn't think that like as a team these people would ever like work.
Yeah, but
and they do. They just have a great like team dynamic.
That's awesome.
But there's just like kind of like almost like a Firefly spirit to it.
Right on.
I don't know, and even in the comics, I'm collecting the recent series that was started by Bendis, and it's not bad. It started strong, but like most Bendis stuff, it kind of like peters off, and then it gets ruined by like crossover events.
Right.
But overall, it's still a solid series, even if it's got a couple of Trial of Jean Grey. Trial of Jean Grey. But yeah, other than that, once all this crap is over with, I imagine it going back to its former awesomeness.
Right on.
But it's still a great series. Cool. So I'm really excited for the movie.
Yeah, I do want to check it. I really want to read the comic at some point because everybody's talking to me about how great it is. So I do want to see it at some point, but I'm definitely looking forward to the movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it looks really great. Just want to go into the chat and let us know. 7 quoted my favorite part from the trailer with James McAvoy. I don't want your future. I don't want your suffering. I don't know. Like, I feel so weird about that movie because, like, everything they had put out before.
Are you talking about the X-Men trailer?
Yeah, the X-Men Days of Future Past. Before they put out the actual trailer, like, everything to me looked terrible. It says, "I don't want your baldness."
Who would? When you go from James McAvoy to Patrick Stewart?
That would have been an even more powerful line. It's just like, I don't want your future. I don't want your baldness. You would
just see Professor X completely different. Like, that's one vain motherfucker.
He's just like,
dude,
Patrick Stewart's a hoss, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
He is. That's true. But when
but this is his younger self. He's just like, I gotta be.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know the years in between.
He's like, does my pecker still work? Okay, we're good.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. It's yeah.
Hold on,
let me load up RedTube. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Did y'all get all these plugs we've been doing for RedTube all night? Because we're making every time we say this, we're getting a nickel. Okay. So,
wish we'd have 50 cents by now?
I know, dude. A couple more of these. We're going for some sort of I don't know. I got nothing. Like some sort of treat. Anyway, so an Eskimo pie. Fuck, I got nothing.
You get a treat from AdamandEve.com.
This show is taking a strange turn, guys. I used to be the rogue element when I come over. Right now, y'all like, let's talk about porn and goo and
I don't know why. I just imagine like Slammer from Ghostbusters.
It's a very strange ghost we've got there, Peter.
From the porn parody.
It's got goo coming out all over him.
Seems really excited, but anyway. Oh man, I have no idea where I was gonna go. But I do know on July 23rd is DC has officially declared that Batman Day to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Batman. 75th anniversary of Batman. So to celebrate this,
is it 75?
Huh? Yeah,
it's 75.
Yeah,
right?
75th. Yeah. Yeah. So they released some shorts that are really good. I don't know if you had a chance to see them.
I saw the Bruce Timm one.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Man. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was so sad because it was just like, it's really, like, I was expecting, like, I don't know why, I was expecting something, like, a lot longer. So when I saw it, I really enjoyed it, but it just made me feel like, please go back to making a Batman series.
Right. You were not the minority in that one. All the list of people I saw were talking about, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta see it, But I clicked instead of hitting directly on the thing, I hit something else, and all the comments came up. Yeah. It's too short. Why is it so short? Why is it so short? Well, so before I even watched, I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be short. Yeah. So I was like pre-prepared, but it was brilliant. It was great. It was great, man. God, Bruce Timm, just don't get sick of him.
Yeah, his stylist is so great. And it's just timeless. And what was so great about it, especially, it's like it's just kind of like it's a snapshot in the Batman universe. It's not. I mean, I guess I think one of the characters, it's not Solomon Grundy, but it's like a similar character. Yeah. And I think the other one was just made up for that short.
I can't remember who they were now, but I remember watching it. Who was that now? Shit, I don't remember.
Luis. What? Yeah, Luis in the chat. Yeah, he'll let us know.
Okay.
But but it was just like you didn't even need to know. Yeah. And it was just done so well.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because, like, when they announced it, I was like, please say Kevin Conroy's going to do the voice. And he only has one line.
Right.
But when he says it, I'm like, oh!
He's so great, dude. Yeah. Kevin Conroy is so great.
You just, like, sink in your seats and just, like,
yeah, pretty much.
Home.
That's the stuff dreams are made of, boys.
It feels so good in my childhood memories. But it was just funny. Like, it's kind of a random story. Well, everything I say is random, but especially this. So I still remember the very first episode when it premiered, like the Batman the Animated Series, because it premiered like the same night as like a Tyson fight for whatever reason. I don't know about the cross promotion, but it was like Tyson.
Batman bit the Joker's ear off.
Right. Here's some justice, Joker. Take a bite out of crime.
Actually, no, that's before that. Conroy just acted like a man. He didn't act like a psycho. He just acted like a man in a Batman costume, but still, he was a man.
You know what was great about Conroy? Like, he actually addressed the Batman voice, like, at a panel, and he's like, I could actually give Christian Bale a few tips if he wants me to call him. I could even like dub over his voice. Like, he was being like really cocky about it, but it was really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I could also imagine them going. Then Conroy, Bale gets off the phone with him before he goes, "Can you call me right back and change my answering machine message?" Hi, this is Conroy, the real Batman.
Yeah. I could hear Bale like saying that. He just goes on his tirade. He's just like, "What? You're a bloody amateur. You don't even know how to do voices." But and then again, I lost my train of thought. But
I was going to say something about Bruce Timm though, because we were talking about him a second ago. I think and this is kind of a little bit of a stretch, but if you think about it, not really, because I mentioned him during Frozen earlier. Mm-hmm. Like what Kirby did to comics. He really did. Especially when he got to Marvel by that point and was doing all that.
New Gods.
Yeah, well, that's this DZ stuff, but yeah, but from the time that he did Fantastic Four, really about maybe 50 issues into Fantastic Four, his artwork started to really take and move, and you started seeing all these other people that were working in that not same style, but that Marvel type of style. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any artist in comics today who can't say that Kirby was an influence for everybody who, and what they did. Right. But I gotta say, what Bruce Timm has done to animation, not just in the DCU, because at first it started in the DCU, but now if you look at things, Frozen, it looks like Bruce Timm drew that thing. If you look at how those characters, and I see it all over graphic or illustration and stuff outside of comics and that sort of thing, he's really, he's so influential to the way characters look in animation today.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he created two of the most popular, strongest female characters that
in terms of Poison Ivy, or in terms of Harley Quinn and who's the other one?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Is it Renee Montoya?
Renee Montoya,
aka Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah,
her. Renee. Who was that though?
She was Bullock's partner. She was a female cop.
Who?
She was a female
Bullock's
cop.
character. Oh, Bullock. Oh, the guy with the hat and the trench coat.
It was his female partner.
Right. Okay, yeah, no, I know you're talking about. That was a while ago.
They were like so influential that they actually were like, yeah, we need to make these into comic characters.
So I knew that they did Harley Quinn into the regular comics. Did they bring the Bullet carrier, the partner
Montoya.
as well?
Yeah, Montoya. Yeah,
but she ended up. Didn't she become Batwoman at some point? Or
no, she was dating Batwoman.
Okay, she's in the Gotham the Gotham GPCD or whatever it is.
GCPD.
Yeah,
I believe she was. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what New 52 and all that. I keep up with Batwoman, but they kind of made her kind of like an offshoot character.
Okay.
Where like she retired the police force and now she's got a family and settled
Nice.
down. She's got like 2 kids and a husband.
Shows you how much DC I've read since Final Crisis. So I petered out during Final Crisis. I couldn't handle the crossovers anymore.
Yeah, I was the same way. I like the first issue and I was like, it's all panels.
Yeah.
I was like, for Grant Morrison, I was expecting more, and then I had picked up We 3, and I was like, that's what it is. This is what he is nowadays.
Oh, wow.
Without reading any of his Batman stuff, which I hear is really incredible, but just with Final Crisis and then We 3, and I was just like, is this what comics is coming to?
Is it the 90s again?
It's all panels, and like I understand, like in We 3, it's like that's the purpose of it, because they're 3 semi-talking animals. But like, I didn't really see that excuse panning out well in Final Crisis.
What do you mean it's all panels? What are you saying by that?
There's not a whole lot of dialogue. You get like 4 or 5 panels, and there's like 2 or 3 words being said.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. I thought you were saying like it's all panels. There's no splashes or double splashes.
No. Like literally, it's just like a panel with like no dialogue.
Gotcha.
Happening, Or even
Which
like action.
Fun to do sometimes.
It can, but like when you got this huge, like all spanning, like I don't know, what initially got me back into comics in my early 20s, from not reading them for so long, was like Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I was sitting at Barnes & Noble one day and I read the whole thing and I loved it so much. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this, take it home and read it again. And I did. And I was like, it took well, not forever, but I mean, it took like a week or 2 to finish it because there's just so much dialogue.
Sure.
And then the next thing I collected after that was Kingdom Come, and then it was Earth X. And I was so taken back with Earth X, I was just like, dude, there's just like, because there's just so much to read.
Sure.
For a comic, there's just so much to read. And then when you just go back to like regular issue or single issue, or when you see like, or even Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That's a lot of words in that one.
There's a lot of words in that one. It was, I believe, George Perez.
Yep. It was Mark Wolfman.
Mark Wolfman
who did that one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, just like when you, and those were like, the grandfather of crossovers, that's where it like more or less all started. And so now you see crossovers nowadays and it's just like panels, couple of dialogue here and there. No, you can't do that. No, yes I can do that. And then just like more panels.
They all get together and shoot their powers at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, and
then the timeline begins all over again.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I remember when I was a kid, maybe 12, 13. There was a Batman book that came out. It was like the Many Deaths of Batman or something like that. And the entire episode, or the entire issue, there was 2 words. And it was just Gordon going, Cullum, or something like that. And the rest of it. And that was it. And I remember reading the comic, or looking at the comic, and flipping through it like 3 times, and just feeling ripped off. You know what I mean? But at the same time, but then there's moments where there's, and I gotta understand, A, I'm a writer, and B, I'm verbose. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I can honestly say there are times where it's better to just shut up. You know what I mean? And just let the artwork tell the story. And I never do that. I'm always writing bubbles over top of things. Every once in a while, I'll beat panel something just for the impact of something. But I'm too freaking verbose. Sorry, Bon. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I
like how you keep looking at me. I'll finish and abruptly, and you'll go, does he have anything else? Well, since he's got nothing else to say, RedTube.com.
Proud sponsor, straight out of
55 cents. Rock on. Throw it up top. What up?
Anyway. What you're saying is like so entertaining. So like I don't want to interrupt you. And then you stop. I'm like, I didn't know where to go with.
Well, you started making eyes at me, man, and then I get off my game, and then it's all crazy, and it's a whole other game.
Right. I was just sitting there, Dan, keep entertaining me.
Do that thing you do where you make words come out of your mouth.
Yeah, right. It's amazing. I think people call it speech.
Blood Ocean says, I believe Montoya is in the new Gotham TV series on Fox this fall, which the trailer was just released a few hours ago.
Sweet.
This is that new one with Bruce Wayne as a child and all that stuff. Yeah, that sounds kind of interesting.
Baby Bruce.
Are y'all watching Arrow at all?
No.
You have failed this city. Yeah, I watched that. I just finished the.
You mean Abro?
yeah, pretty much. Most abs per capita of any TV show.
Nice.
Well, any I would say non-cable TV show or non premium cable TV show.
Okay.
Because I think Spartacus still takes that.
Right. Are they still running that show?
Well, before we go into Arrow, I just wanted to say I forgot to mention this earlier, but Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. Zimbalist? I don't know.
Who?
He was the voice of Alfred on the
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.?
Alfred. Ephraim Zimbalist.
Zibalist. Yeah.
Zibalist Jr. What's his
Celsius?
He was 95 years old. He died. He was the voice of Alfred on the Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's a shame.
That's right.
What's F. Murray Abraham up to? As long as we're throwing out strange names.
But yeah, that sucks. I mean, I guess they will be bringing back, I guess X-Men, or not X-Men the Animated Series, supposed to bring that back. But I'm thinking like Batman, the Animated Series with Alfred. But I mean, you have to be 95. It's kind of hard to be like that.
That's a pretty good gig.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe they'll do something different with the new Batman the Animated Series. They'll change it up like Charlie's Angels. Like one time, it was like Bill Murray was the Bosley, and the next time it's Bernie Mac. Maybe they'll just bring in a whole new Alfred. That'd be the bomb. Maybe Alfred will be a chick. You never know. Maybe it's like some cross-dressing Alfred.
Maybe it'll be Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
Jeffrey,
right?
Yeah,
Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
He needs a gig. I was thinking Bernie.
Carlton needs some work too. So.
Hey,
you're not Carlton from the show.
No.
He's all like, screw you, dude.
No, I was just thinking of like Bernie Mac just being being Alfred.
Bernie Mac would be awesome. Okay,
hello, America.
Bernie Mac's dead now too. This is not going well, dude, for Alfred. He's just fucking falling apart all over the place. I love Bernie Mac though. He was great.
Man.
I loved Bernie Mac.
This is funny. It was like part of like a comedy tour, the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember like he was the only one I found funny at all. It was like Steve Harvey was a D.L. Hughley and like Cedric the Entertainer. It was like I thought they were so terrible. And then Bernie Mac comes on because I'm watching the DVD. I'm like, thank you, I can finally laugh.
Bernie Mac owned that show. Cedric the
yeah.
Entertainer wasn't bad. I've never been a big Steve Harvey fan.
Yeah.
And D.L. Hughley's all right, but I mean, but Bernie Mac was brilliant. I mean, every movie appearance, like cameo piece that he ever did. I mean, some of the stuff that he starred in wasn't so great, but like his show was good, but his stand-up was brilliant.
Yeah.
And his scene as the preacher in Friday when he's trying to hook up with Biz Parker, fantastic. How about a little bit something from a cataract? I mean, just amazing, dude. He had great timing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace, Alfred, whose name I'm not going to even try and pronounce.
Ephraim, what up?
He's also played that hateful cop in that one movie. Hateful Cop. It was Boys in the Hood, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember the cop.
Which one? The John Singleton Boys in the Hood, or were you talking about Colors? No, he wasn't in Colors. That was
he was like a cop that rolled up, I think, on Cuba.
Oh yeah. I
was like, I hate the color of your skin.
Dude, that guy, dude, he was a prick, man.
Yeah. Bernie Mac was really good.
He's great. Yeah. Amazing.
I was like, he's racist to his own.
He was tough, dude. He was all poor Cuba Gooding Jr., man. And who was he with? He was with his buddy, with the football buddy.
Yeah, the football dude, the dude that gets blown away.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, you never seen that?
I've seen it.
No, you've seen it.
You can't have spoilers on a movie from like 1991. Okay?
That was the joke.
You failed.
I failed. Anyway,
what do you mean that's how Citizen Kane ended? Spoilers!
Well,
no, because then we talked about the movie after, because I did the same thing. It's like, you've never
because
seen
I hadn't
Boys
seen it for
to
years, and he's like, and so I finally watched it, and then I realized actually I think I'd seen part of it before.
Yeah, because the part where Cuba Gooding gets home, he's like, I'm just sick and tired. He's like air punching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like my favorite scene. Like anytime, like I'll be angry, I'll be like, I know I'm so sick inside.
Starts waving his fists around.
And it's moments like that in the movie what makes me It's moments like that in the movie that make me want to go out and buy a really rad rayon shirt. That's so screwed up. Like,
mustard yellow with black sleeves.
It's awesome.
I just love the slang. I think it was like when Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character and Ice Cube were just like hanging out on like the porch or whatever. It's like, man, me and Cube were just cooling. I was like, cooling? Like, oh my God, who says that?
We're just cooling.
It's bad dialogue like that makes watered down crappy dialogue. Like, dump the Zero, Get with a Hero, and the Vanilla Ice movie possible. That's what I'm saying. Because if Vanilla Ice, I'm sure the Vanilla Ice writing staff watched Boys in the Hood and go, okay, now watch that. get in the zone and come up with our own little white version of that over here. Yeah. They took that and they just squeezed out all the good stuff, and they put that over there, and then that watered down drippy shit, gooey stuff. It's just
which you can find on redtube.com.
60 cents, y'all.
Oh my god, freaking Vanilla Ice.
That guy.
Bloodstone7 said, watch the parody movie Don't Be a Menace while drinking the juice. Actually, yeah. Actually, I think that's what it was. I think I had never had seen Boys in the Hood, but I had seen that movie, so I remembered certain parts because, like with the black racist cop, because I remember that from the Don't Be a Menace while drinking juice in the hood. And I remember, he's just like, I hate your black lips. I even hate that black ass Wesley Snipes.
I've never seen Don't Be a Menace.
It's actually pretty funny. It's when the Wayans brothers were so funny.
Yeah, but no doubt. But I mean, like the movie, the precursor movie, that is like, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Amazing. God, dude, how much just for one rib? Just one rib. Just brilliant. I mean, that movie. Like if I'm gonna die, I want to OG. I mean, I'm serious, dude. That's how I want to go out. But I mean, I should see Don't Be a Menace because, like, I love all the movies that touch on that. Like, I mean, like, Menace to Society. If you've never seen Menace to Society, you ever seen it?
It's been a long time. Yeah.
The only part I remember is when the guy's going through the drive-thru.
Double burger with cheese, motherfucker!
Is that the one where that dude starts sniping everybody from the college?
No. You're thinking of Higher Learning.
Higher Learning.
Yeah,
okay,
that's another John Singleton who was the same guy who did Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, no. But Samuel L. Jackson, you were talking about him earlier, dude. That guy can do no wrong. Remember when he shoots the guy at the beginning of Don't Be a Menace? Kane. Yeah, because he's all doing it. Kane, get over here. Kane. I can't do it, but you know what I mean.
I think what I should have said earlier is like Samuel Jackson's Jules. He can do no wrong.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, the guy had a purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
No one else can pull that off. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah.
He's like great, dude.
Anyone else would look lame. Like, he looked awesome. It's like, that is badass. He still died like a chump, but that's badass.
I mean, like, there's very few redeemable qualities. Every time I'm on a podcast, I always have to mention how much I hate the prequels. But, there's very few redeemable qualities of those movies. He was one of them. He was one of them,
Yeah. I was like, there were certain aspects of it that I liked, or that I liked in the prequels. It's like, I wish they could just like lift them Tarantino style and just put them into a better movie, because it's like it had the makings, well, somewhat, but they had Darth Maul. Like everyone still loves Darth Maul, but it's like, for eye candy.
It's like, what's not to like? He didn't say anything, and when it did, it wasn't even his voice.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they killed him off at the beginning of at the end of the first one. Made no sense because they could have used him in the next one.
I remember everyone was like, he's going to come back and have like mechanical spider legs or something. And as stupid as that sounds, it's still exactly. It still would have been better than what they ended up doing.
Did you ever see that? I don't remember which one because he made like 14 of them by now. But Kevin Smith did one of those. He's done those talking spoken word things. And one of his first ones that he was talking about how he was, queued up to do the writing of the new Superman movie.
Superman,
they're talking about the giant spider, and then, they ended up making that Wild Wild West movie was the same producer. And it had the giant spider, dude. I was just
trying to do it for the Superman movie.
Dude.
Yeah, we actually got to see him live a few years ago.
Was this when he was doing Red State?
I think so. Okay. He was at the Palmer Event Center. Yeah. He was giving that story, and everyone was laughing.
State. Brilliant. Did you like Red State? Did you see it?
I didn't like it at all.
Really? Why? It scared the hell out of you, didn't it?
Not at all.
Made you want to become a Christian fundamentalist?
I just felt like it had a lot of problems. I felt like the first half of it was really good.
Yeah.
And I felt like once they got like into the church, I liked about half of it. Once like they started like trying to escape, I felt like the rest of the movie kind of like fell flat. Like I wasn't really as into it. Like the whole like action scenes kind of. I don't know. I didn't really care for it.
You mentioned something about the kid with the gun.
Yeah, like the kid like gets the gun. I mean, they're just like parts for me that like take me out of the movie.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm like nitpicking too much, but like there's a part where the kid like escapes. He picks up a gun, and then everyone's chasing him. It's like, you have a gun. Why are you running? Like, start at least shoot in the air and scare them or something. Right. And then there's a part where I forgot his name, but the guy who was like the dad in Roseanne. He picks up like the MP5 Navy, like headshots two people, puts it down, and just keeps going. It's just like. You just had a superior weapon. Why would you put it away?
real quick, but you took the time to know that what kind of a gun it was, an MP, whatever.
Well, that's because I play a lot of Counter-Strike.
But yet you don't know what John Goodman's name is. He is the dad from Rosanna, a show he hasn't done in like 20 years, man. And he's been in other things.
Yeah, with the Red State. Well,
funny, dude.
Well, hey, if he was a character that I could play in Counter-Strike,
right? Then you know what gun he's holding.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll know not only the gun,
that's awesome.
but his name as well.
Do you play Counter-Strike?
I haven't played it in a while, but I used to play it
That was a cool game. I played it a long time ago.
I used to kill the hostages all the time. like there were servers that would boot you if you killed too many. It was like headshot them. It's like you've been booted.
So he got booted a lot.
Yeah, that was the main point of that story.
But if I was deaf, I'd say he got some booty. All right. Unfortunately, I heard it correctly.
And unfortunately, that hasn't happened either. Yeah. But Red State, I think also the other thing is I was really excited for it. Like I think I came in with way too high of hopes. Because Kevin Smith made it seem like it was going to be like the best thing ever, and then I finally watched it because I remember this is when we first started listening to like his Smodcast, and like every Smodcast he had like this whole promo. It was like we're going to do it like they used to do it and go state to state premiering this thing. So I swear I heard that promo like 100 times, more times than I've said RedTube on this podcast. And so
65 cents, y'all.
So by the time like it got to the movie, like my anticipation and my expectations were like way up high.
Yeah.
And then I watched it. It's just like this is it. And I thought it was going to go a different direction than it actually did. Because I felt like the setup was really good, where the kids get lured in there, trying to find a girl on the internet. So I was like, okay, this is something I can relate to. I understand, being a young lad. And,
sure.
But then I felt like, I don't know.
Being a desperate young man who needs a woman's affection, I would get on the computer. Yeah.
But I felt like
exactly.
I felt like the last act just kind of fell apart, and I felt like there were like too many holes.
Did you have the same anticipation when it came to Jersey Girl?
I never actually saw Jersey Girl.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. But no, I mean, the Red State was good. I mean, yeah, it was just I just like to see the departure. I was just happy to see him try something different.
Yeah,
I mean, it may have not been great, but it was cool. I did see a good scary movie recently. Y'all probably already saw it, but Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
Yeah, I finally watched it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it does have Thor in it. So, but yeah, no, I mean, he with the hammer and
motorcycle.
It was really cool, though. I mean, it was really good. I wasn't, it was not what I expected. It was kind of what I expected, not at all what I expected. I knew that there was going to be something strange happening in it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was another one of those movies where, like, I had heard so much about it that I hyped it up way too much, but I still enjoyed it overall.
I was just happy to see that the dude from the West Wing got killed by the merman. So that's all that mattered to me. I was like, dude, hell yeah. And his name is Bradley Whitford, by the way. I don't need to always go back to shows that they did 10 years ago in order to know how to reference them.
Well, I never saw The West Wing, so I didn't get the references anyway.
Say what?
So I never saw The West Wing, so I know. Hey, you haven't seen
Game of Thrones? Disappointment?
Sir, you have not seen Game of Thrones. You cannot judge me.
No, but I can.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I do.
But the old gods and the new, sir, you cannot judge me.
Here's the thing with Game of Thrones, really. I mean, I saw Lord of the Rings movies, and that was enough for me. I once liked fantasy, and then I saw those Rings movies, and now I don't want to look at ElfQuest the same way anymore.
Okay, let me offer you a rebuttal. Okay, so I wasn't thrilled about Lord of the Rings. They're okay. I mean, I know a lot of people love them.
Me?
I like the fighting.
They're great.
I like the fighting, and I like Liv Tyler, and I like Sean Bean up until he got shot full of arrows. But I wasn't enamored with him. I don't really like fantasy that much, but I love Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones, sure, it's in the fantasy realm.
Yeah,
but it has so much more going for it. Look, the fantasy is just. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you to watch it. I'm trying to convince you to watch it. But it's just like I wouldn't use like Lord of the Rings as like a testament to what Game of Thrones is.
I do need to. I mean, look, knowing me, I will end up watching Game of Thrones. It'll probably be about 3 years into the show, 4 years into the show before I go back and watch it. I know, like, my fiance, she watches it, she loves it, and she, it's just. He's got, it's just an issue of time, and also it's on HBO now, right?
That's usually the biggest barrier.
If any of y'all in the chat room want to loan me your HBO Go account password, I'll be more than happy to watch that, and then we can talk about it the next time I'm on the show. So I'm doing it for you guys.
I actually have some Blu-rays I can loan too.
Okay, cool.
But
I got rid of my cable recently though because it's like a couple of years ago, I had Time Warner. My bill was like gigantic, and I had no channels. Then I got, I was serious, I'm paying like $gazillion for nothing.
Yeah.
And then I get AT&T. I'm paying like nothing for everything. But then we get Netflix, and nobody's watching anything aside from the Netflix, which costs $7 a month. Cable bill is like $200 a month. You do the math, man. I mean, seriously, I just dropped out everything like that, and we just watch Netflix and Amazon and stuff like that. And so yeah. Saving money, baby.
There you go.
Saving money.
So Straight Outta Austin is Netflix is a proud sponsor of Straight Outta Austin.
Yeah,
I do love Netflix.
Although they don't know it yet. And we're not.
Yeah, right. They haven't paid us yet.
Did you ever see Semi-Pro? Did you ever see the movie Semi-Pro?
Yeah.
Dude, he's made the beer company a sponsor that they didn't even know that they were a part of it, and like so if the guy wins like $10,000. He's like, well, the beer company will pay for it. He goes, they're not really a sponsor. I just wanted to make it sound professional.
Nice. Oh yeah. So Anonymous is teasing for the next episode that we'll find out what his name is. So I'm just going to offer up a guess. His name is Jack Bauer.
Is his name Cameron?
That would be hilarious. Cameron Kilmeister. Is his name Robert Paulson?
His name is Robert Paulson.
Because online he has a name.
This is Anonymous. Anonymous has bitch tits. Sorry, Anonymous. I'm sorry. That was just too easy after the Robert Paulson day. I'm sure you got lovely breasts. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've seen them, but no, not yet.
I'm sorry, man. I really am.
Oh, Bledish says Netflix about to up in price, but current subscribers will be grandfathered in. I remember reading about that. That even though current subscribers will be grandfathered in, the price hike will go up for all of us, like in 2 years' time. Oh, okay. So it'll go from like $8 to $10 or $11 or something like that.
Still not a bad deal, man. Considering everything you're getting,
I just hope by that point they have like Gundam on there. That's all I want. Look at me, all weird, like however you want. I'm just saying, it's like.
I just love.
I don't know what like TV show to compare it to.
Do any of you?
But Gundam in Japan is such a huge series. Like it defined like what it means to be like what it means in anime.
The very best, like no one Gundamu.
Anyway. Well, anyways, I don't know. That's like the huge show, And then you have all these other shows crossing over, but it's like Gundam. That's where it's at, man. Why isn't this show? It's such a huge show in Japan. It's like the show. It has like all this history behind it. They made a freaking statue in Japan, but like that's not what resonates here. It's like I've always been perplexed by that. Like, why doesn't Gundam have that? Why doesn't it resonate in America like it does in Japan? Like, there's other shows that are less known, like Attack on Titan. That's a recent series, or like Naruto or something like that, and they're like huge in America. But it's like, dude, Gundam goes back to like the early '70s, And it dude, people die in like the first episode.
Dude, robots, bro.
I mean, that's not what it's about. I mean, but it's such a great show, And people think of anime, and it's like, fan service and.
There really isn't any fan service in Gundam.
There isn't. No, but that's what people think of anime in general. Like, it's just. Skimpy chicks with huge tits, and they're like, oh,
but that's really just red too.
Yeah, it's just what you see on red tits. It's like when people think like
talk about fan service. You ever seen Squid Girl? Woo!
Exactly. It's not all just Squid Girl and Chobits. That's all I'm saying. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So just to go back, well, okay. Do you still want to talk about Arrow? Because if not, I just have one more topic.
No, I actually.
Oh, you got to wrap it up?
Yeah, I need to.
Okay. We'll save this other topic for next time. But I'll just tease it for next time. So apparently, this is more personal for me, because if you see my avatar, it has a monocle. And apparently monocles they're returning as a fashion accessory.
Mr. Peanut is going to be in such demand after this.
Yeah, he really is.
He's already breakdancing.
Planter stock is going to go through the roof.
Gotta get my planters on.
They said I'd only make peanuts, but little did they know. But anyway... We appreciate you joining us once again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dude, Gundam. Anyway.
But if you just want to tell everyone once again where they can find all your lovely stuff.
Sure, yeah. No, Masters of the Obvious is our weekly web series from Hound Comics. You can find it at mastersoftheobviouscomic.com or at houndcomics.com. Also, you can read on that website Excelsior, The Uphill Adventures of a Boy Named Stanley, also at mastersoftheobviouscomic.com. Check us out on Facebook and at Twitter at motocomic.com. And you can also read the Excelsior story at Stanley Foundation's social media and also at Stan Lee's stuff, the real Stan Lee, I think, on Twitter. So at facebook.com/the real Stan Lee. So you can read it all there. Come see us at Comic Palooza, South Texas Collectors Expo, Strip in Dallas, Amazing Houston, I think, and Alamo City, Texas Comic Con. Yeah, I'll see you around. I'll be around.
The rounds.
Yeah, see you around.
It'll be everywhere, even in your dreams. Anyway, with that,
all right.
This is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
This is Dan.
This has been Straight
Outta.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Can I be Danamemnon or something like that? Go ahead.
Yeah, you can be whatever you want.
I'm going to shut up, dude.
All right, rewind. We'll do it again. This is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
This is Danamemnon.
This has been Straight
Outta
Austin.
Yeah, I like it.
Because, Mom, you're just jealous. It's the B. Steve, boys. Okay, anyway, forget it.
No, I'm the dude that does the chicka stuff. Yeah.
All right, well, check it up.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Melanie, Blood Ocean 07, Luis of the Comic Bubble, and Anonymous.
Thanks, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the stream. RedTube.com.
75 cents. What up?